After last week's thrilling 4-3 win by the Buffalo Beauts here at the Barnabas South Hockey House in Newark, the Riveters and Beauts are back at it again as the best rivalry in the NWHL gets restarted once again. Hello everyone and welcome to the broadcast here live on Twitter alongside Sherry Ross. I'm Matt Falkenberry. And Sherry, last week we saw a lot of physical play, we saw a lot of chippiness, and we saw a great game where the Beauts came away with a 4-3 win. It's the best rivalry in the league. We've said that ad nauseum, but let's face it, these two teams have got a lot more on the line today than just their rivalry. They're trying to establish themselves for the postseason, and for the Riveters, trying to outright clinch the #1 seed. They have by tiebreaker, but they haven't done it outright. They want to do that today in their final home game of the regular season.
Yes, they do, Matt, and this is not likely to be a quiet affair because when these two teams meet, familiarity does breed contempt. They're going back-to-back after last weekend in which the Riveters blew a 3-1 lead in the third period. There are a lot of penalties going on. We've seen that in the past. As a matter of fact, the first time these two teams met, there were 66 minutes in penalties. You're bound to see a lot of penalties and a lot of hard hitting in this last regular season game on home ice for the Riveters.
For the Riveters, they are led by Alexa Grushow, who picked up an assist during the middle of the week after a little bit of a rescoring. She has 22 points on the year, tying Janine Weber's record for single season points. Now she'll be trying to get the Riveters back over the top and get back in the win column.
She's one of the top candidates for MVP, certainly in this league. 22 points, as you mentioned, leading the league, and her 9 goals ties for the league lead with teammate Rebecca Russo.
For the Buffalo Beauts, their top line of Maddie Elia, Courtney Kunichika, and Haley Skamura had 3 goals in the third period to lead the comeback. Haley Skamura is an MVP candidate and one of the best players the Beauts have ever had.
She certainly has been hot lately playing on that top line. She and Kunichika have this symmetry that they just get along together so well, and she is one of 10 returning players from last year's championship team for Buffalo.
It's a rivalry unlike any other in the NWHL as the Buffalo Beauts and the Metropolitan Riveters are about to drop the puck once again. When we come back, we'll have the start of the game and a report from Dan Rice. This is the NWHL live on Twitter.
Keep on running, cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
And welcome back. Let's throw it down to the third member of our broadcast team, Dan Rice.
Big question today is how did the Riveters slow down the Beauts top line of Haley Skamura, Courtney Kunichika, and Maddie Elia. Last weekend, they all had a goal, they all had an assist, and they all were very tough for the Riveters to contain in that third period. They rallied down 3-1, 3 straight goals in the third period to shock the Riveters. We got to see a lot more defensive presence from the Riveters today, I think. They got to really pay attention to them and then turn defense into offense.
Thank you, Dan. We are underway here from the Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. Skamura takes a shot save made by Fitzgerald, and Katie Fitzgerald gets the start and gets started right away with a big save.
Yeah, no better way to get warmed up than with a shot from the left wing. Katie Fitzgerald able to stop that, comes in with an 11-2 record and a 2.08 goals against average.
Face-off won by Buffalo, and Chesson shot save made by Fitzgerald with the pad. It's Chesson on defense with Greco. And it'll be Skamura, Kersey, and Kunichika out there for the Beauts. Starting for the Riveters, they're bringing back that #2 line from a year ago. Grushow centering Russo and Packer, and it's going to be Picard and Burke out there right now on defense.
Mia Dench still missing for the Riveters, but there was a buzz in the crowd, and she did take part in warm-ups this afternoon.
Could be back next week, definitely, I would think, and I'm no doctor, could be back for the playoff game on the 18th. Shot in on Levier. Save made. Amanda Levier getting another start for Buffalo. She has started every game this season, 15 in a row now. Lawler knocked it down as both teams make a change. Kelly Nash out there back in the lineup today. Princeton hockey was eliminated from the postseason in women's hockey, so Nash should be in the lineup consistently for the rest of the season. And she's back out there today after missing last week. Rebecca Morse, who did score in the game last week, does not get into the lineup. She is the one lineup change from last week. Battleford in the corner, and it's picked up by Casorso. Casorso and Murphy out there on defense now for Buffalo. Buffalo on an 8-game winning streak, trying to make it 9 in a row. It would be the third longest winning streak in league history. Of course, the Boston Pride have the longest spanning over 2 seasons. The Riveters have the second longest. They won 11 in a row earlier in the year, and of course it was Buffalo was the ones that brought an end to that streak. Of course, Buffalo also brought an end to the Riveters' regular season home winning streak. The Buttes having beaten the Riveters in the playoffs last year here at home, but the Riveters hadn't lost a home game up until last week since January 21st, 2017. So Buffalo has made a habit of breaking some streaks for the Riveters and causing them some pain over the last year and change.
Yeah, you don't really have to worry about these two teams getting up for one another.
Well, there's a big hit at center ice, but a loose puck picked up by Ott. Ott moves in, centering feed goes nowhere and ends up back on the stick of Ott as he plays it behind the net. Another chance right out from behind the net is stopped there by Fitzgerald. Let's take a look at the Buffalo goaltender, Amanda Levier.
Well, she comes in, as you mentioned, having started every one of the 14 games this season for the Buttes, her second season in the league, both with Buffalo. She had 6 wins last season, but this year 10-4 with a 2.95 goals against average. It seems to be going down almost every week.
So Packer sends it across to Russo. Russo's got some speed, backs off Grushow, who, as I mentioned in the open, got a secondary assist in the opening goal last week against the Buttes, tying Janine Weber's all-time mark for points in a single season by a Riveter with 22. And Grushow, if she gets one more point, would be the first player that has not been a member of Team USA at any part of her career to have 23 or more points in a season. Ryan shot in, save made by Levier. Russo gets the rebound and dumps in deep. Shots are 2 apiece. Time on the clock, 17:07 and counting to go here in the first period, no score. Pass across to a Kersey. Kersey's got some space now, moves to the middle, takes a shot in, save made by Fitzgerald. And Buffalo, I noticed in the replay, watching the replay again during the week, they love shooting high on Fitzgerald, and that's something you have to watch for from the Buttes.
Absolutely, and we are seeing a tremendous pace to the start of this game, and I think that's been a characteristic of Buffalo lately. They've had really good starts during this last stretch. Even though they were trailing 3-1 against the Riveters last week, they got off to a very quick start and were in control of much of the game.
And their third periods, especially the last 2 against the Riveters, have been exceptional. Another shot in on Fitzgerald and another pad save. So Katie Fitzgerald's been busy early on in this one. The Buttes scored 3 goals in the game in Buffalo between these two teams back in early February in the third period, winning it 5-3 after going into the third tie 2-2, and then of course last week down 2-1 going into the third and eventually down 3-1, scored 3 more goals and ended up with the 4-3 win. So they've outscored the Riveters the last 2 third periods by a 6-2 margin and have 2 wins to show for it. Lawler off the pass from Nash, takes a shot, save made by Levier, loose rebound, and Johnston chases after it, dumps in behind the net as the Riveters go off for a change. 4 minutes into this first period, still no score, and now the puck being chased after by Shureb. Shureb and Shiroka, part of that Adrian line from a year ago now with the Buttes. Could not control the puck in the offensive zone, and here's Rafter. Rafter brings it across the blue line. Great move to get around Burns. Rafter in, shoots, just high and wide, missing the post.
Terrific move by Rafter, but she did miss the net. It looked like she was trying to pick the corner and just went wide.
That was the same corner that Morse scored last week, and Rafter, what a great move undressing the former Golden Gopher Jordan Burns, an all-star this year. Pass knocked away in the middle, and here come the Riveters again. Grushow with some speed, moving up the middle, moves across, takes a shot, deflected high and into the netting. 15-12 to go in the first period. And as you mentioned, Sherry, great pace. Let's take a look at Rafter's last opportunity.
It really is. These two teams have been trading chances. The last 2 chances, the best ones, belonged to the Riveters, as Tatiana Rafter able to make a nice little slick move around, but her shot goes wide. And then it was Grushow coming in on a shot that got deflected up into the netting. So these teams right now are just going like racehorses from both ends of the ice.
Chesson sends it towards the boards, trying to find Skamura, nearly knocked away. Skamura at least deflects it away for a moment, and the Buttes will move it out the center. And it'll be an icing against Buffalo, 14:55 to go here in the first period, 4-3. In favor of the Buttes in terms of shots so far in the game. Again, those numbers unofficial.
Well, certainly nothing at stake as far as the standings are concerned for these two teams. The playoff situation is locked in with 1 week left in the regular season. But I think the Riveters want to get back on track. They've lost 2 of their last 3. They want to get Dench back into the lineup, maybe next week in Boston. So they want to get their game in gear. And of course, if you're looking at Buffalo, well, they have had a really good second half of the season. They want to keep the winning streak going and go into the playoffs on a high.
Puck sent back to the slot, but it's turned over, and here comes Buffalo. Skamura with a Kersey in the middle. Skamura takes a shot, deflected down, and then Fitzgerald sticks it away. Kunichika tries a centering pass, knocked away. And Burke will move it up to center where Russo's got it. Russo trying to get away from Skamura, cannot, as Skamura takes down Russo. And here come the Buttes. Chesson shot blocked. And Nash has it, feeling the pressure from Corrine Bowie. And Bowie putting the pressure on Burke, who finds Ryan behind the net. 6 minutes into the game, no score. Puck knocked up in the air by Nash. Now Jones, who scored last week to get that comeback started for Buffalo. They were down 2-0 at the end of the first period. Jones scored in the second, which made it 2-1 after Russo scored to make it 3-1 in the early part of the third period. That's when the top line for Buffalo, with Maddie Elia being a part of that top line with Skamura and Kunichika, able to help Buffalo rally for the win. Shot from the point is knocked down. Another shot into Fitzgerald goes all the way through, but not on net. Casorso takes a shot, blocked in front. No, they score! It's deflected in front, and the Buffalo Buttes have a 1-0 lead. Did not see who deflected that one in front. We'll see who's going to lead the celebration, and it looks like it's going to be Corrine Bowie, the captain of the Buttes, who makes it 1-0.
Well, Bowie got this all started with a really strong forecheck behind the net. Buffalo was not allowing the Riveters any room on this play. The puck comes out to the left point, and I think this is a double deflection that gets past Katie Fitzgerald at the 6:22 mark to give Buffalo the 1-0 lead.
So the Buffalo Buttes have now scored 4 unanswered goals over the last period and change against the Riveters and have a 1-0 lead here. Riveters allowing the first goal here at home, something that they don't normally do, but do so today. And Bowie right out in front, deflecting it past Fitzgerald as a couple players slam into the bench boards, and the puck ends up in the netting behind the Buffalo bench.
Well, there was 2 players, actually 3 players in front of Katie Fitzgerald. One was her own defender, and then the 2 players for the Buffalo Buttes. And I think it is Bowie who is going to get the goal. It would be her 4th of the season.
Might have hit off of Bowie's skate, as the Rafter now has it. Rafter moves to the middle, takes a shot in on Levier, and it just gets deflected wide. Might have actually hit the outside of the post as well. Over 7 minutes into this first period, 1-0 Buffalo in front. Shereb takes a shot blocked, and now Grushow turns it right around and finds Russo. Russo trying to get around Greco. Russo tries a centering pass to Grushow, and it's blocked by Greco. Good job there by Greco, as now it's back up to Dostal. Dostal takes a shot just wide. Rebound ends up on the stick of Chesson. Johnston pinching in, trying to keep the puck in the zone, and we are moving to center is Russo, and she'll dump in deep.
Goal has been credited to Corinne Bowie, her 4th of the season. That has given Buffalo the 1-0 lead.
Johnston to Burke. Burke tries a quick pass over, but it does not work out as Grushow couldn't come up with it. And the Buttes will send the puck deep, and Burke will collect the bouncing puck. Burke moves up ice now, down the near side. Pushes it into the corner. Tries a back pass right out in front. An opportunity there at the side of the net. Looked like for Ketchum, but Ketchum could not finish it. And now here's Ryan. Ryan winds, fires, blocked, and they'll go out the center. And one of the Buttes players at the end of a shift has to back off. Looked like Shiroko also took that one off the leg and had a little trouble getting to the bench, but seems to be okay now. Kunichika able to knock it in deep, and Picard will chase after it first. 11:34 to go and counting here in the first period. 1-0 Buffalo in front on the goal by Bowie.
Not a lot of whistles in this one. This is why you do all the cardio work during the week to get ready for these games, because the pace of this is really intense.
Lawler stops at the blue line, did not gain the zone, and now it's pass sent across, and Brown just out of his reach, but he gets it back and now finds Golzer. Golzer scored a power play goal last week, part of 2 5-on-3 goals for the Riveters. As Bowie tries to get to the puck first, Picard knocks it away, but Bowie ends up pushing it forward, and Hillary Crow, first time mentioning Crow's name, playing in her second game with the Riveters after making her debut last week, plays it for a moment. Rafter battling Lewicki, who had a big game last week without scoring, as the puck is knocked down, and here come the Riveters as Golzer brings it out. Golzer makes a pass to Brown. Brown tries to go wide, but because of that, he draws his team off sides, and that's a stoppage with 10:44 to go here in the first period. Shots are 6-5 in favor of Buffalo. The score is 1-0 in favor of Buffalo.
10:44 left in the first period, and the Riveters did come back with a good couple of response shifts after the Buttes took the lead. Bowie getting her 4th of the season. Sarah Casorso with the lone assist, at least so far. We've seen some things change during the game and sometimes during the week with scoring, but that's how it stands right now.
And that's what we'll roll with until we can't roll with it no more. 10:35 to go here in the first period. Buffalo in front, now looking to establish some offensive zone time here. Ott's going to keep it in the zone. Has it deflected high in the air. Could not be gloved down by Dostal. Now played out in front, knocked away. Burns pinching in, but good job by Russo to lift the stick and at least allow the Riveters to get it out the center, and Burns will chase after it. No penalties have been called yet in this game. Only a couple of whistles and 1 goal scored so far. Shiroka finds Shurev. Shurev decides to knock it in. Oh, that was a tough bouncing puck on Fitzgerald. Did a good job of blocking that one away. That was a tough play there. Good job by Shurev to at least make it difficult on Fitzgerald.
Yeah, a bit of a grounder again. Fitzgerald able to guide it into the corner.
Puck pinballing around at center, and it ends up on the stick of Lawler. Lawler brings in the zone on the far side. Tries to stick handle to the middle, loses it for a moment, and Buffalo at least will get it out the center. And chasing after it is Skamura, but Ryan gets there first. Ryan tried to quickly get it out of the zone, had to deflect away, and it was corralled there by Burke as Buffalo had to get back on side. Ryan moves up, but turns it over at neutral ice, and Skamura turns it right back over. They try to find Ketchum, and Ketchum just dumps in the zone. Nash was streaking towards the middle open, but I don't think Ketchum saw her. With 9:20 now to go here in the first period, still 1-0 in favor of Buffalo. Colzer sends it across. Picard back to Colzer. Colzer with some room, takes a shot blocked. Looked like Rafter was the one that got in the way of it inadvertently. And Buffalo will just take that, and Acursi makes a move around Colzer and brings in. Acursi tries to make a second move, but Picard, good job helping out her teammate there, able to stop it for the moment. Buffalo still has the zone though, and now Jones. Jones moves in, takes a shot, has it knocked away, did not get through to Fitzgerald. Jones is open in the front, was calling for it, but the Riveters, good job knocking it away from the intended pass. Another shot in is blocked, and here come the Riveters again. Colzer moves up ice, one-on-one with Casorso. Tries the stick handle, has it taken away. Good job there by the veteran Casorso. Jones moves in, chance for a 2-on-1. Jones sends it across. There's a shot in, save made by Fitzgerald on Lewicki. And Kristen Lewicki, 3 different times in 2 games, has had a golden opportunity against Fitzgerald. And the brick wall has slammed it shut. Media timeout, 8:30 to go here in the first period. Buffalo leads at 1-0. We'll be back. This is the NWHL live on Twitter.
We are the early risers.
Make sure it's nice and snug.
The DIYers. We are determined.
Go, USA on 3. 1, 2, 3, USA!
Crazy.
A minute to go.
Die hard.
Winning time for USA hockey.
We are loyal.
Up the wing they come.
We are proud.
She shoots. She scores! Megan Duggan to the top of the mountain.
We are brewed for this. America runs on Duncan.
I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running, cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
And welcome back to the broadcast here live on Twitter alongside Cherry Ross and Dan Rice. I'm Matt Falkenberry here from the Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. And as we talked about, Fitzgerald has made some big saves. Here's another one here on Lewicki.
Yeah, this was essentially a 3-on-1 after a turnover in the neutral zone, and Lewicki was stopped by Katie Fitzgerald. Marked that one down. That came at the 11:30 mark of the first period, and it might loom pretty large depending on how the rest of this game goes.
Buffalo with a 1-0 lead, trying to win their 9th consecutive game, which would break a tie with the 15-16 Connecticut Whale for the 3rd longest winning streak in league history. As the puck is sent across and knocked down, loose in the slot, and it's picked up there by Metropolitan, and here comes Grushow. Grushow tries to get around Casorso and does, loses her footing, gets back up, takes a shot, save made by Levier with a shoulder. What an effort by Grushow, and what a better save by Levier.
Absolutely unbelievable play by Grushow.
Jones on the backhand tries to find Casorso, and now Bowie has got the only goal of the game so far. Stick handles in the corner. Jones gets bumped by Grushow. Now Johnston takes it away from Bowie, and Packer tries to lift out of the zone, but Shiroka steals it, keeps it in, but turns it over, and Johnston's got it back. Buffalo and Metropolitan will be playing in the postseason at home on the weekend of the 17th and 18th as Shiroka has it. And we'll get to that in just a second. Shiroka moves in on the backhand, takes a shot high and goes wide and into the corner. And now it's played out, and that's a clear, I don't think that was deflected. We'll see if they're going to call a penalty or not.
Doesn't seem to be. Nope, they just went for a fresh puck.
We'll go back to the save, but I think the Buffalo Beauts just got robbed of a penalty. And to take a look at Grushow's opportunity.
Yeah, they're not arguing too much, but moments ago it was Grushow coming down, going around Casorso down to her knees and still managed to get off a pretty good shot. And a lot of goalies might have been fooled not thinking the shot was coming, but Levier stayed right with it and made the save.
Well, no Beauts argued, as you mentioned. They quickly went to the faceoff, and there's a shot in on Fitzgerald. Save made it, knocked away. Or excuse me, actually she was able to hold on to that one. 7:21 to go here in the first period. 1-0 in favor of Buffalo. Buffalo will be playing the Boston Pride on the 17th at 5:30. The Riveters will be hosting the Connecticut Whale the next night on March 18th at 7 o'clock. Of course, we finally got the clarification on the tiebreaker. It's going to be regulation or overtime win, so no matter what Buffalo and the Riveters do the rest of this regular season, the playoffs are set. The Riveters are the #1 seed. The Beauts will be the #2. Boston clinching #3 yesterday with their 3-2 win over the Whale, and the Whale will wrap it up with the #4 seed. Second straight year that Connecticut will finish the #4 seed. Moved in by the Riveters and Brown. Ryan on the backhand sends it on Levier, had to make a save. I don't think she was expecting to, and then had to try to knock that one away into the corner. The Riveters haven't had too many golden opportunities, two in particular, Rafter and Grushow. But other than that, it's been pretty much all Beauts here in the first period, as Kersey has it for a moment and now loses it, and the Riveters gain it back with 6:44 to go.
The Beauts have had the better puck control in this game so far, and they've had the better chances along with their 1-0 lead. But the Riveters aren't sitting back when they get the opportunities. They're pushing for them. But I really love Buffalo's forecheck here this afternoon. It's been very effective.
Lawler tried to gain the puck but could not, but at least it's moved out the center. And Nash will now control. Kelly Nash, been a big part of this team, especially after the injury to Mie Dench, who, as Sherry mentioned earlier, did warm up with the team before the game, was dressed, but did not start today, will not play today, might play next week, you don't know. And I would think, just based upon what we saw in pregame, should be good to go for the playoff game, and that's been the expectation from the coaching staff all since the injury was reported a few weeks ago.
I think they would love to get her a regular season game, and it would all depend, of course, if she gets medical clearance for the injury that she suffered. That was in the exhibition games that Team NWHL played against the Olympic team prior to them going to South Korea.
Ketchum finds Colzer. Colzer waits, takes a shot, has it deflected. Good job by Jones keeping the stick close to the ice to block that shooting lane. And now Jess Jones has it back. Jones backhands deep in the zone, and the Beauts will go off for a change. 5.5 minutes to go. Shots 8-7 in favor of Buffalo. Score 1-0 in favor of Buffalo on a deflected goal right out in front by Corrine Bowie. Grushow stick handles. She's been all over the ice but hasn't scored just yet. Looking for one more point. Pass across for Russo is whiffed on, and Johnson with that long reach able to keep the puck in the zone. Russo sends it down low. Battle for it in the corner. Packer in the front of the net, but now Grushow trying to dig it out with Johnston. Or excuse me, that's with Russo. Grushow does gain control, tries to make a play, gets taken down, no arms are up, still no penalties called yet in this game. We're 15 minutes into the first period.
I really haven't seen anything egregious yet that should have been called a penalty.
Russo misses it, and a chance here for Buffalo, and the shot, wide, oh, nice pass. That was actually a pass in front, and it is Murphy. No, wait a minute, they're waving it off. No goal. Murphy was right out in front and scored, but the referee waves it off.
And I'm not sure what the call will be. I hope we will get an explanation of this. The time of the non-goal by Murphy at the 15-11 mark.
The referee waved it off immediately, did not even hesitate, but...
And now Buffalo's coaches are getting an explanation. I didn't see... Crease violation. Okay, so that is the reason for the goal being called off. The Riveters very careless, and a bouncing puck resulted in the Riveters, in the Beauts able to get this opportunity. It's difficult to see without an overhead, but the referee called it immediately.
And despite the fact that the goal won't count because of the crease violation, what a great pass by Shurev.
Absolutely.
I mean, that looked like a shot going wide, certainly fooled me. And before you knew it, the puck's in the net on a just great eyesight there from Shurev. So I won't take away from the fact that the play was really nice, but the goal doesn't count. The shot in on Fitzgerald and had to make the stop with the pad and able to cover it up. The Riveters this season have not trailed by 2 goals or more at home all year, and they were, again, a crease violation away from seeing that happen. So that would have been an interesting start to this game. The Riveters were the ones who led 2-0 at the end of the first period last week. It could have been Buffalo this time around. It still could be. There's still 4.5 minutes to go. That puck came out of the zone, so an offsides will be called unless Kersey touches up, which she does, and the Riveters take advantage of the chance to move it up ice. Puck knocked off the skate of Ketchum into Lawler. Lawler moves in, waits, pass across is blocked. Lawler deciding not to take a shot, trying to find Ketchum on the back door. Burke pinching in, battling for it now, and the pass back up top. Nash with it. Nash takes a shot in, and it's saved made by Levier and played behind the net by Edney, who will knock it off the glass and ends up on her own stick, and now to Skamura. Skamura gets around Picard. Here comes Skamura, moves in, pass across off the skate, and it did not go in. Skamura knocked that one off the skate of Ryan, and it was able to stay out of the net as Fitzgerald and Ryan combined to save what would have been another unfortunate deflection against the Riveters.
Well, the Riveters are having issues with the team speed of the Buttes. And we're used to that being in the reverse all season long because of the depth of the Riveters. They were really hemming in other teams, but the tables have been turned here.
Grushow and Packer along the side of the net, digging at it, still digging for. The puck is loose, ends up on the stick of Picard. Picard sends it across to Colzer. Colzer, pass deflected, but ends up getting through now. Colzer takes a shot blocked, still loose on the backhanded try, and Levier trying to make the stop. It's still loose at the crease, and Buffalo is able to get it out of the zone, and they'll be called for an icing here with 3 minutes and 11 seconds on the clock.
Now, the Metro's got to do a better job of getting that traffic in front of Levier and controlling the puck in the zone. This is the first shift where they've really had some sustained pressure other than off the rush on the attack, so they were able to get some traffic in front of Levier. They had an opportunity in front. Actually, it was just great work by the Riveters trying to get the equalizer for now. But the Riveters have got to dig down a little deep. You got to play a grittier game now because the Buttes are blocking a lot of shots. Not a lot's getting through to Levier when the Riveters do come in with some speed.
Burke controls the puck. Grushow now has it, loses it for a moment, but Ryan's able to keep in. Deflected puck goes through to the slot. Now Jones has it and a chance to break out here for Lewicki. Lewicki and Jones, good interception by Ryan. Now Packer with the puck. 3-on-3 here is Packer. Grushow and Russo have it. Pass sent across by Packer to Russo. Russo sends it behind the net, but Chesson intercepts, and now here comes Lisa Chesson. Chesson moves up ice with speed, trying to get around Picard. On the backhand, just goes wide through the crease. And now Packer trying to send Brown forward. Brown chasing after it. Greco there as well. And Greco and Brown battling for it. And Greco wins that and at least gets it out the center. Recrow intercepts. And now Rafter tips in. Brown trying to get around Chesson, does. Loses an edge and goes slamming into the boards. And now the puck worked around, but Brown intercepted and the puck goes through the crease, but no one home to try to tuck it in as Levier makes another save. The shot's now 11-10 in favor of the Riveters, but the score remains 1-0 with 2 minutes to go here in the first. Colzer sends in deep, hits off the referee. That's actually a break for the Rivs, I feel, as Crow finds Brown. Brown back to the blue line. Johnston with time, sends it down low. Trying to find Crow again, but it deflects off Hillary Crow's stick, and now it's moved up by Ott, and Ott will have it at center. Ott finds Schroka. Schroka moves in, takes a shot in, just wide. Low shot there from Schroka, and now the puck is knocked up in the air. Good job by Casorso to knock it down for a moment, but Nash intercepts, and here come the Riveters. Ketchum goes wide. Pass in front for Nash, it's deflected. Levy doesn't know where it is. Now she does, and she'll cover up with 1:25 to go. And the teams come together again as they separate in front of the crease.
I think Nash had just one hand on her stick and she was able to make this deflection, so it didn't go very far. Levier didn't know where the puck was, but there was nobody else to follow up on it. As it bounced around, there were only 3 or 4 blue shirts around her, and they were able to help her control the puck. So we were seeing a very good response by the Riveters after the Buttes took that 1-0 lead at the 6:22 mark, but nothing has gotten past Levier yet.
Face-off won by the Riveters. Ryan shot shoulder away by Levier, who ever since giving up that goal to Russo last week has been a rock in net for the Buttes and has been really all year, having started and finished all 15 games so far this season for Buffalo. Ryan has it, Takes a shot, does not get all the way through. Good job by the Buttes, again, getting in the passing lanes or getting in the shooting lanes. Here's Jones as the last minute of play is announced here to the crowd. Jones moves in, pass across in front, save made by Fitzgerald. Oh, what a stop right in front on Casorso. Put a star on that one for the brick wall. My goodness, what a play.
Casorso left all alone, and what a golden opportunity. She had to make this 2-0. Terrific save by Fitzgerald.
Ryan didn't expect the puck to be coming towards her. She was getting ready to go off for a change, did not want to have too many skaters on the ice. So good job there by Ryan to be patient with it. Now the Buttes able to send in deep. 30 seconds to go. Remember that save by Fitzgerald. That is a big one with the score already 1-0. And the Buttes coming close to a goal there and having one goal already taken off the board. Colzer moves in. 18 seconds to go. Has it taken away and played out the center. And here comes Buffalo's Lewicki's got it. Lewicki tries to get around the player but could not. And it's played out the center. Burns will dump in deep. Under 10 seconds to go now here in the first period. No penalties called here in the first period. Only one goal scored, 24 shots together between the two teams, and that will do it for the first period. Shots on goal unofficially 13-11 in favor of the Riveters, but Corrine Bowie scoring 6 minutes into the first period makes it 1-0 in favor of Buffalo, and that's where we are at the end of 20 minutes of play.
Well, Matt, I'm almost out of breath just watching this. The pace has been really intense. We were anticipating a lot of chippiness, a lot of penalties. Absolutely none in that first period, but a very high quality of play, especially by Buffalo, which got off to the really good start, had the strong forecheck going, able to get that 1-0 lead. Later in the period, some more opportunities by the Riveters.
So the Riveters trailing at 1-0. Here's one of the reasons why. Amanda Levier with a big shoulder save earlier in the first period.
Yeah, both of these goaltenders have been tested early, and it was Levier able to make a save off the shoulder as it came through a little bit of traffic in front. The Riveters started to do a better job of getting some bodies in front of her, and Olivier so far up to the task.
And quickly you see the changeover on the replay, and right in front, what a great save on Casorso by Fitzgerald. Just highway robbery right out in front.
Yeah, the quality of Katie Fitzgerald's, in addition to that one, she made a save on a 3-on-1 midway through the period. So yes, she has been getting tested, and she so far has kept every goal out except one to keep this 1-0.
Take a look at the only goal of that first period as Corrine Bowie was able to position herself in front and have it deflect off a skate, it looked like, to go in the net.
Well, Corrine Bowie started all this with really strong forechecking work behind the goal. She was able to get it out to Casorso at the left point, and Casorso's shot came through and was off of Bowie's skate and into the net. That was the only goal that was scored legally in that first period. There was one goal that was waved off due to a crease violation.
We're going to have an interview with Bowie and Dan Rice in just a few moments, but we're waiting for that to get all set up. You'll be inside the booth in just a few moments with our smiling faces here as the Riveters are trailing it right now 1-0 on the Buttes. Let's take a look at the goal that was waved off. This was Murphy in front, called for crease violation. Great pass by Shurab. It looked like a good goal at first, but the referee waved it off right away.
Sarah Shurab with the great pass. She's one of the members of that Adrian line, and she's able to get the shot pass through to Murphy, but Murphy was called for a crease violation. It was waved off immediately on the ice, and so that non-goal at the 15-11 mark prevented a 2-0 loss, a 2-0 deficit for the Riveters.
As the Riveters are trying to not win the #1 seed by tiebreaker. They've already got it, but they want to win that #1 seed outright, and they'll try to do it in their final game here at home. They'll be on the road next week against Boston. Buffalo will wrap up their end of the season road trip with a game against the Connecticut Whale at Terry Connors Rink. That will be the final Twitter game of the week for the regular season. Let's throw it down the ringside now. Dan Rice is with Buffalo's goal scorer and captain Corrine Bowie.
Thank you. I'm here with Corrine Bowie of the Buffalo Buttes, captain, the only goal scorer today so far. What did you see on your goal?
We were just grinding down low for a while, battling to get the puck out. I rimmed it around to Casorso on the point, and I was just battling in front, and I think it might have hit off my foot or something. There's a lot going on, but I just saw it in the back of the net, so it was a good shift.
Were you worried that it was going to get disallowed? I saw Fitzgerald pointing and motioning.
I wasn't, not on mine, but I guess the other one, that was a pretty play that got disallowed, so I wasn't too worried because I saw it in the back of the net and I knew I wasn't in the crease, so.
It was almost 2-0, like you said. How do you keep this momentum going from last week, from the 9 wins, previous to these last two periods here?
We're trying to take it one game at a time, just focus on today, and we had a good first period to start us out. Just got to keep playing simple, keep moving our feet and playing as a team and getting pucks to the net.
All right, that's it from down here ringside. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Dan. We have reached the first intermission here from the Barnabas Health Hockey House, where the Riveters are trailing the Buffalo Beauts by a score of 1-0. We'll be back with the second intermission, the second period, right after this. This is the NWHL live on Twitter.
We are the early risers,
Make sure it's nice and snug.
the DIYers. We are determined,
Go, USA on 3. 1, 2, 3, USA!
crazy,
A minute to go.
diehard.
Winning time for USA Hockey.
We are loyal.
Up the wing they come.
We are proud.
She shoots. She scores! Maggie Duggan to the top of the mountain.
We are brewed for this. America runs on Duncan.
Back to the broadcast here live on Twitter alongside Sherry Ross and Dan Rice. I am Matt Falkenberry. You can follow Sherry on Twitter at SherryDarlingNJ. You can follow Dan on Twitter at DRDiabloTHW. You can follow me on Twitter at MattFPXP. The Buffalo Beauts with a 1-0 lead as we head to the second period. Corrine Bowie scoring the only goal of that first period. Let's take a look at that goal, and Bowie just plants herself right in front and just gets in the way of Fitzgerald, deflects off the skate, off the post and in.
And what I really loved about this goal was the way the Buffalo handled the forecheck. They came in really strong. Bowie was behind the net, forcing the puck along the wall, winning the puck battles. The puck does go out to Casorso on the left point, and her shot gets deflected in by Bowie. A second assist, by the way, was added to that goal. Murphy picking up the second assist, that coming at the 6:22 mark.
So Casorso and Murphy, the Blue Liners, getting assist on the goal by Bowie. That was the only goal of that first period. Let's take a look at that Katie Fitzgerald save, though. The end of that first period, really just a 5-star save all the way around for the All-Star out of St. Cloud State.
And that was on Casorso, and that came in the closing minute of the first period. Those kind of goals can be deadly, but with Casorso left alone, Katie Fitzgerald was able to track the play coming to her right.
But Sherry, we talked about this before the intermission really got started. And as we start the second period, the Buffalo forecheck on top of their speed and their normal physicality is really giving the Riveters a lot of trouble. Actually, let's throw it down the ringside. Dan Rice first.
The Riveters outshot them unofficially, 13-11 that period. I want to see more traffic from the Riveters in front of the goaltender, in front of Levier. She's a great goaltender. She won 9 games in a row now, and they really have to get more traffic to create some more offense. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dan. As we are underway here in the second period, Russo tips it in, tries to get around Greco, and the big hit along the boards as both players hit the ice, and Russo is still down and is hurt.
I don't think there was anything wrong with this hit. I just think both players were going into the boards in basically a race into the left corner. Russo still down, getting now some attention.
The trainer going out to check on Russo as we're 17 seconds into the second period, and it looked like Russo just lost an edge and then tried to get back up and could not stop herself from slamming into the boards.
Yeah, and of course she had Jackie Greco with her, so the two of them were just sort of off balance. I don't think Greco intended to take Russo into the boards that way. The momentum, I thought, just carried them into the end wall. Russo was still down, still getting some attention. We mentioned the physical play between these two teams. Well, Buffalo's just a physical team. They have a lot of big bodies on their team. They're good skaters. And sometimes things are intentional, sometimes they're not. I don't believe this was an intended hard check into the boards, as Russo now slowly getting to her feet.
Taking a look at the replay one more time, and just unfortunate. She's able to skate off under her own power, and she is going to the bench but did not go to the locker room, so we'll see if Russo stays on the bench or does end up going to the locker room. And now she will, as you see on your screen, head off to the locker room to get reevaluated. So the Riveters lose their leading goal scorer, one of the 2 leading goal scorers on the team. We just hope that she'll be okay, and we'll see if she's able to come back here in the game. So we're back underway here in the second period as that puck ends up in the bench of the Beauts, and it'll have a face-off here in the neutral zone. 1-0 Buffalo in front, and now the concern for the Riveters is about Russo. Again, this game on paper, technically speaking, is quote-unquote meaningless, but it means everything because these are rivals and they want to go into the playoffs. Both teams feeling really good about themselves. Buffalo wants to keep a winning streak going. The Riveters want to end this winning streak, and you certainly don't want to see anybody get hurt before the postseason.
Absolutely not.
Right out in front, a shot is blocked. Here's Colzer, takes a shot just too high, as Levier was way out of the crease, but Colzer just couldn't get it on frame.
Yeah, one of the better opportunities. Then it comes just a minute into this game, but it does go wide on the shot by Colzer.
Puck worked around, and Picard gets there first, feeling the pressure from Accursi. Now Crow will tip it out the center, and Casorso loses it against the linesman's skate. And here comes Rafter. Rafter bumps Murphy. Rafter trying to control it, can't. Now Brown in on the forecheck, able to knock it away, and Crow gets it back to Johnston. Johnston takes a shot deflected down deliberately there by Rafter, but it bounces in on Levier, who's able to knock it down, and eventually the puck is moved to center, where it's worked back behind Levier, who loses it for a moment. Rafter putting on the pressure. That was dangerous. And now Ketchum has it. Ketchum with some space, tries to make a pass over to Dostal, nearly intercepted, and Dostal gets taken down, and the play will continue, and here comes Buffalo. Bowie, who's got one goal already, looking for a second, moves in on Fitzgerald, pass back to Lewicki, the shot too high over the glove of Fitzgerald. And now another opportunity, Fitzgerald right down in front, and they score! And this time, Kristen Lewicki finally solves Fitzgerald, and with a minute and 39 seconds gone by here in the second period, Buffalo has a 2-0 lead.
Buffalo came in on the rush, and Dostal had been knocked down way back in the Riveters zone. That left them with a little bit of an outnumbered situation. But not only that, after the initial scoring try by Buffalo, the Buttes are able to track down the puck in the corner and set it out front for the next scoring opportunity. So they are winning these puck battles, winning the races to the puck, and that's been making the difference so far.
Buffalo now has scored 5 consecutive goals against the Riveters, dating back to the game last week after the Riveters had a 3-1 lead. So after the Riveters had a 2-0 lead last week and a 3-1 lead, now it's Buffalo with the multiple goal advantage. And as I mentioned in the first period, this is now the first time the Riveters have trailed by more than a goal this season here at home. And Buffalo trying to win their 9th consecutive game, be the 3rd longest winning streak in league history. The Riveters won 11 in a row earlier in the year, and of course Boston won 23 in a row over a 2-season span, including 16 in a row last year before the Riveters ended that streak around this time a year ago. Grushow sends it across to Brown. Brown has a shot blocked, and it's played out the center, and Picard's got it.
Now Grushow getting up slowly after a collision in front.
Puck sent in by Colzer, stopped by Levier. Colzer tries to get there first. It's knocked down, and here's Russo. So good to see Rebecca Russo back out there. Has the puck now with some speed. Finds Crow. Crow back to Russo, off the skate of Russo, and Rafter couldn't get a shot off, and here comes Buffalo now. Shureb with it, and she'll send it into the corner, and it'll be played by Picard. If these two teams do play one more time this season, they would come in the Isabel Cup final, and the game would be here in New Jersey. Kunichika's got it, moves in, right to the front of the net, and stopped by Fitzgerald. Boy, Kunichika was able to just skate right on in and get right to the front of the net. That's kind of shocking, to be honest. And now Skamura plays it back.
Yeah, the Riveters right now are backing off the Buttes a little bit too much. I think they've got to respond with some puck control and maybe some physical play, and I mean clean physical play.
Crow's shot is blocked off a nice pass from Russo. Rafter tries to knock it down, but it's picked up by Buffalo, and now it's moved to center, and we tipped in. No icing as it's waved off, and Johnston will get there first, beating Accursi to the puck, and Johnston quickly moves it up to Nash. Nash loses it in the neutral zone. Lawler tried to get it back. It stays in the zone. No, it did not. It's offsides, and the fans don't like the call. 16:09 to go here in the second period. 2-0 in favor of Buffalo. Let's take a look at Kristen Lewicki's goal.
Well, this goal comes at the 1:39 mark, just a few minutes into this eventful second period, and it was a scoring opportunity off the rush, but what really cinched it for the Buttes is they were able to track down the puck in the right corner, get the puck back out to Lewicki in front, and she scored to make it 2-0 Buffalo.
Jones goes wide, trying to beat Johnston. Jones centering feed is blocked in front, and here comes Nash. Nash flips up ahead. Lawler's got to win the race. She does. Levier plays it out of the out of the danger zone, and now the pass for Ketchum is not complete, and the Riveters just look really out of sorts right now. Murphy sends it across. Bowie, had an opportunity in the slot and just missed it. Now the Riveters looking to break out here, and they do. Opportunity here, moving in, shot in on Levier is stopped off the post. Grushow had a chance to cut the lead in half and could not finish it, and she had Levier down on the ice. Here's Ryan. Ryan shot deflected high in the air and over the net. Russo with it now. See if the Riveters get a little bump from this opportunity here. Burke finds Packer. Packer off the bench. Centering pass in front. Russo tries to knock it in, and it is not in the net yet. There's still a battle for it, and the whistle finally blows, and the puck stayed out. With 15:09 to go, the Buttes able to keep the puck out as the Riveters get their best chances of the second period.
And this came right after the backhand attempt by Grushow went off the left post, and I think at the end of this play, everybody except Courtney Burke was in on this pile. I don't know how this stayed out. A couple of Buffalo defenders went down trying to help out Levier.
And give credit to the Buffalo players as well. They did not cover the puck in the crease with their hand. That would have been a penalty shot as well. So the face-off in the far circle to the right of Amanda Levier.
Yeah, they were stretching out their bodies, keeping the puck out.
Ryan, shot deflected by Crow with the skate, just wide. Worked around the boards, and Burke's got it. Burke sends it in quickly. Crow couldn't get position, though, as Burns finds Edney. Edney trying to find Shereb, and it's picked up by Shiroka, and here comes Buffalo. Chance for a 2-on-1 with Ott. Now Shiroka moves in, shot goes wide, deflected away by Ryan. So the Riveters have gotten at least some pep in their step now, but it's knocked away, and here come the Riveters as Brown moves up ice. Brown finds Ryan. Ryan moves to the slot, loses it, and now gets it back.
When you start pressing to score too much, as the Riveters are going to have to start doing, you do open yourself up to some defensive lapses that Buffalo may be able to take advantage of.
Brown loses it in his skates, and now Shereb. Shereb moves in with Ott. Pass across, intercepted by Grushow. Good defensive play by Alexa Grushow, who just missed on a breakaway opportunity, hitting the right post with a chance to cut the lead in half. Puck played below the goal line by Chesson. Worked over to Skamura. The top line for Buffalo has been quiet. It's been the number 2 line with Lewicki and Bowie, who have been credited with the 2 goals here in the early going. Russo tries to swipe at the puck and now gets it back. Russo's got teammate in the middle, pass across, and Packer can't finish it.
Bit of a bouncing puck, and Packer not able to get a stick on it.
Russo controls it now, and now Colzer. Colzer feeling the pressure, gets the pass, gets it back in the slot. Colzer takes a shot, rebound, Grushow in front, save made by Levier. It's still loose in the crease, a second scramble, and the Riveters have got it. Pass back up to Picard. Picard down low. Grushow's shot, save made by Levier. Amanda Levier getting help from all over and doing great work herself to keep the puck out of the net. Icing is the call with 13:21 to go. The Riveters are coming close, and they are looking to the heavens, frustrated they can't beat the former Minnesota Golden Gopher and Isabel Cup champion.
Well, there are some tremendous opportunities in this second period. There was a shot by Colzer. This is the latest for the Riveters, and then Grushow's puck, her backhand, I think, goes through the crease. The play is kept alive, but the Riveters not able to score.
Is blocked down by Levier, and Ketchum gets it back. Finds Lawler. Lawler back to Ketchum. Ketchum takes a shot, blocked, did not get through. Good job by Chesson to block it. Now a Kersey. Boy, would a goal here by the Buttes be an absolute backbreaker right now. Kersey sends a pass across, knocked away, and here come the Riveters again with speed. They have numbers if they hurry. Burke tried to get it clear, but good job by Buffalo getting back on defense, able to knock the puck down. 12:50 to go here in the second period. Riveters trailing at 2-0. They've had some great opportunities, but have not found the net yet. Big turnover. Here's Jones with it now. Jones moves in. Pass across. A shot save made by Fitzgerald. A big save off a disastrous turnover in the neutral zone.
Usually you don't see Jenny Ryan making those types of mistakes. The rookie defenseman's had such a good season, but here she sends a blind pass across intended for her partner, Courtney Burke. Instead, it is picked off by Jones. Jones goes in on a 2-on-1, and fortunately for the Riveters, Katie Fitzgerald able to make the save, but you can't make those kind of dangerous plays in the neutral zone. Buffalo's been very alert and pouncing on some of those errors.
Faceoff sees the puck played behind the net, and here Johnston's got it. Johnston nearly has to take it away by Jones, able to recover and move it to the neutral zone, where Russo will chase after it. Going up against Casorso. Casorso the primary assist on the first goal for Buffalo. Casorso moves it across the blue line now. Buffalo trying to extend what is currently a 2-0 advantage. Trying to hold on to a 2-goal lead, something the Riveters could not do last week. Puck played into the corner, and now moved to the middle. And Grushow looks up, sees Packer, and Packer able to control the puck. Good job by Madison Packer. Packer on the backhand now. Centering feed for Russo goes all the way through, and now Picard pinching in. Picard works it behind the net where Packer's got it. Packer tried a quick centering feed. It's knocked away. And now Picard again playing below the goal line, trying to dig at it, pinning it along the boards. Russo and Packer there to help out. 3 Riveters to 2 Buttes players. And now it's played out by Picard. Picard to Grushow. Grushow moves in. Great move. Grushow takes a shot off the post. Her second post of the period. Another shot in on Levier is stopped, and then Packer takes a whack, but Levier's got it covered. Alexa Grushow, the ironer's not her friend.
I don't know how many opportunities she's going to get before she's able to score, but this is the second one off a post. She had another opportunity just a few seconds into the second period where she is able to come in with speed, gets in a little too tight and sends a backhand off the outside of the left post.
There's the shot in, and second post for Grushow in this game. As she is, of course, as I mentioned, tied for the team record for points in a single season and has come just inches away from setting that mark and getting to double digits in goals. 11:15 to go in the second period. Shots unofficially 19-14 in favor of the Riveters, but the score is 2-0 in favor of Buffalo. Great outlet pass to Ott. Ott tries to move in, but good job by Ryan to at least force Ott to play the puck behind the net, and now the Riveters are moving it up ice. The Riveters have had the better of the play the last few minutes, but they haven't been able to finish. Here comes Rafter with Brown in the middle. Rafter waits. Centering feed just goes wide on the trailer. Great opportunity, but Ryan couldn't finish it. Burke with it now. Burke takes a shot. Deflected. Levier knocked it away, and it goes wide as well. Brown finds Crow. Crow with it. Very patient with it now. Former Harvard Crimson player has it taken away. And here comes Edney. Edney, with the Buttes going off for a change, moves it in, feeling the pressure from Johnston. And Johnston forces Edney to work it around, but Kunichika right there, but she loses it. And it's played along the far boards. 10:20 to go here in the second period. Riveters trying to rally from a 2-0 deficit. First time they've trailed by 2 goals or more at home all season long. Dostal sees the puck played all the way out the center, and Johnston picks it up first. Johnston plays at the center.
Riveters have got to avoid being frustrated because they've been the better team so far in the second period, but they haven't been able to break Levier's shutout.
Battle for it along the bench boards. Nash and Ketchum trying to keep it in the zone. Nash battling Kunichika, and now the puck is played down, and Kersey trying to chase after it. Kersey going to get there first, but Picard putting on the heat and bumps her into the boards. And we are halfway through this game, and shockingly enough, there's still been no penalties between these two teams so far. The referees letting them play, and it certainly has been a very clean game so far. Battle for it once again along the sideboards, and Lawler will come out with the puck first and finds Colzer.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's been any reason for any penalties to be called.
Puck tipped in at center. And let's see who's going to get to the puck first. And good hustle there by the Riveters. Able to get there first was Packer. Packer finds Burke. Burke tries to find a pass down low. Has it knocked away. But a good job by Burke to intercept at the blue line. Packer moves in. Finds Russo. Russo on the backhand. Can't find the top corner. And it just goes wide. And now the puck is moved again below the goal line where Packer's got it. Packer centering feed is knocked away. Did not get a shot off, but Packer gets it back again. This top line for the Riveters of Packer, Grushow, and Russo, what was the number 2 line a year ago, has been very good here in this second period. Grushow pops it up in the air, and Russo knocks it down with a hand. Tries to find Packer, has it taken away by Bowie, but Burke again has it. Buffalo having trouble trying to get the puck out of the zone. Burke looking, finds Packer. Packer behind the net. Sends it to an open space where Russo's got it. Russo moves in, winds, centering feed, they score! What a pass! Russo to Packer, and the lead is sliced in half. It's 2-1 Buffalo.
Well, this is a reward for the Riveters for all the hard work they've done in this period. They deserve this goal. It comes at the 11:35 mark of the second period as they're finally able to cut into the lead, and a perfect pass across to Packer, who had just kind of stealthily came out from behind. The goal was alone in front of Levier and was able to tip in this pass.
Madison Packer, the all-time leading goal scorer in Metropolitan Riveters history. Fake pass, what a great job by Packer, who came in the back door and slammed it home. And all of a sudden the Riveters, for all their good effort here in the second period, have seen the Buffalo lead down to 1. It's now 2-1. And this is eerily similar to what we saw last week, just in reverse. So Buffalo after getting that second goal, may have lifted the foot off the gas, and the Riveters take advantage, but Buffalo still in front, 2-1. That was a big goal for the Riveters. So Russo, the primary assist on the goal by Packer, and again, that top line doing a lot of good work. And now the fans trying to get a "Let's Go Riveters" chant going here inside the hockey house.
And let's give credit too for Courtney Burke with 2 good keep-ins at the blue line to keep that play alive offensively for the Riveters.
See if Burke gets a secondary assist on that potentially. If she does, then she would once again tie Kaylee Fratkin's record for points in a season by a defender. So we'll see what the announcement is in here in the crowd as the shot goes off the glass and played at center.
That is the 7th goal of the season for Packer at the 11:35 mark, with Russo getting the first assist, and we're getting our first penalty.
It's going to be against the Riveters. Shot in, save made by Fitzgerald. And they're going to give the secondary assist to Jenny Ryan. And now the whistle blows. The referee, I didn't know if he realized that Packer had touched the puck, but he finally blows the whistle, and that is a penalty coming up against the Riveters, and that will take us to the media timeout. 7:10 to go here in the second period. The Riveters have seen their 2-0 deficit sliced in half, but they'll go on the penalty kill as Grushow heads to the box. We'll be back. This is the NWHL live on Twitter.
We are the early risers,
Make sure it's nice and snug.
the DIYers. We are determined,
Go, USA on 3. 1, 2, 3, USA!
crazy,
Minute to go.
diehard.
Winning time for USA hockey.
We are loyal.
Up the wing they come.
We are proud.
She shoots. She scores! Maggie Duggan to the top of the mountain.
We are brewed for this.
I break chains all by myself, won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running, cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
And welcome back to the broadcast here live on Twitter. Let's take a look at the replay here as Packer right out in front. Beautiful pass by Russo.
Definitely, and there was a lot of good work by the Riveters keeping that play alive. And the Riveters able to cut into that lead at 2-1. This is the first power play coming up as Grushow goes to the box for the Riveters.
They changed the assists on that goal by Lewicki. It's Bowie getting a primary assist and Jess Jones getting a secondary assist on that goal. So for Bowie, that's a goal and an assist in this game so far. 2-1 in favor of Buffalo, 7:10 to go. Riveters just scored a few moments ago on the goal by Packer, but Grushow called for a penalty, putting Buffalo on the power play for the first time today. Body checking the call on Grushow.
Huge kill here for the Riveters.
Edney takes a shot in high and it's blocked down. We haven't mentioned it in the broadcast today, and we've been remiss if we didn't, but Maddie Elia not in the lineup today for Buffalo. Certainly has been missing piece here. She had the power play goal, and here's a chance now for a breakaway. Here comes Levier way out of the net and plays it to the middle, almost turned it over right to Packer. That could have been a dangerous opportunity for the Riveters. Now Jones moves in on the back end, centering feed. Soroka can't control it. Edney though's got it, and it's played behind the net, and now the Riveters will move it out. Boy, that was dangerous. Fitzgerald looked behind her. I thought maybe that ended up in the net. Lawler has it. Good job by Erica Lawler holding onto it, playing at the center, but a turnover right to Kunichika. But the Riveters do have numbers back. Kunichika gains his own. Burke trying to put the pressure on, and does, and Burke will swing it out and play it all the way down.
Kunichika, one of the underrated players on the Buttes. She has actually moved into a tie for 4th in scoring in the league coming into today's game after kind of a slow start. Actually, the whole team had a slow start, but certainly the Buttes have been heating up lately on this 8-game winning streak.
The game-winning goal last week has certainly been all over the ice today. Kunichika shot in just wide. And now the puck played back up top, and Casorso has it right across. The shot just missed by Lewicki. Kristen Lewicki has scored a goal today and has had about 3 other great chances as well. And combined with the 2 she had last week, shot by Skamura is blocked 23 seconds ago. This has been a good power play for Buffalo. Just haven't gotten a lot of shots, but they've had opportunity. Another pass across. Lewicki takes a shot. That one deflected away, and Lewicki gets it back, but gets bumped into the boards, and here come the Riveters. They'll just clear it down ice. 10 seconds ago on this penalty kill, and as Sherry mentioned, it's a big one, and looks like they're going to get out of here by forcing Buffalo to be 0 for 1 on the power play, as there's 3 seconds, 2 and 1, and that will do it. Here comes Grushow out of the box.
That was a big block by Packer on that penalty kill, too, towards the end.
Here comes Picard now. Picard moves in. Centering feed doesn't work, but here's Colzer. Winds, fires. Save made by Levier, and she'll hold on to it. Nice save there by Levier. Let's take a look at the last opportunity for Buffalo.
Yeah, that was a very active power play, certainly, and a huge penalty kill that was needed by the Riveters. When you have a power play opportunity, or a penalty kill rather, so soon after you've scored, you really have to make sure that you're able to clamp down. Riveters were able to do that. A couple of good blocks, especially one by Packer towards the end of the 2 minutes.
Face-off won by the Riveters. Colzer makes a pass across. Now down low, Rafter. Ketchum calling for it. Gets a pass from behind the net from Rafter. Now Ketchum being bumped into the boards by Burns. A pair of 17s there. And now Colzer tries to knock it down after pinching in, trying to dump it in deep. And Ott does a good job of knocking it away. And the Buttes will gain control. Shiroka feels the pressure. And the pass moved up to Shureb, and Shureb will clear it to center.
Well, for two teams that have nothing at stake, you're certainly seeing a lot of passion in this game, and that's just what you want. You know what the situation is. Both of these teams, Riveters have clinched the #1 seed. Buffalo will be #2 going into the playoffs in 2 weeks. But the Riveters want to get their game on track, and the Buttes just want to keep on winning and go into the playoffs on a really hot streak.
Accursi moves in now. Skimura there, and it's a shot by Accursi. Goes high over the glove of Fitzgerald. The Buttes will be taking on the Pride on March 17th at the Harbor Center at 5:30. You can get your tickets now at nwhl.zone. The Riveters will be home here at the Barnabas Health Hockey House on the 18th against the Whale. Kunachika's shot is blocked. That game will be at 7 o'clock. And of course, both games will be available as the Twitter Games of the Week. At least we can presume so. Accursi right out in front. Save made by Fitzgerald. Another big save. And the puck is sent all the way down. This will be an icing against the Riveters as soon as they blow the whistle, and they do with 3:33 to go here in the second period.
Whether it was a coincidence or not, the hot streak for the Buttes started when the Buffalo Sabres bought the team, and the players started getting a little better treatment. They were able to get help from the medical staff, training staff. They started to see billboards around town advertising their games. And I think when you get something like that, you get that little bit more sense of self-worth. So I think that's been a part of the reason why they've been so better. And the other part is Buffalo has called the timeout, or excuse me, Riveters have called the timeout here. The other part of that is that Buffalo started the season with 12 players that were rookies, that were 24 or younger. And I think it took a while for those young players to get adjusted to the pace, to the different life from college when you're in the professional league. And you're seeing the results now. This is a young team that's got everything going with a lot of speed and a lot of size.
After the icing, the Riveters have called timeout to take a bit of a break. You take a look at Madison Packer sitting on the boards there. And let's take a look at her goal that cut this Buffalo lead down to 2-1.
Well, the Riveters were really looking for something good to happen. They had started off the period so strong. Russo, who had started off the period getting hit heavily into the boards, is able to come back. And not only that, she's able to set up Packer with this beautiful redirect. Packer getting her 7th goal of the season. Russo and Ryan being credited with the assists. That came at the 11:35 mark. And that's where we stand right now, 2-1 with the Buffalo lead.
Face-off will be in the near side circle to the right of Katie Fitzgerald. 3:33 to go here in the second period. Buffalo on goals by Bowie and Lewicki made it 2-0. Madison Packer scoring here in the second period, cutting the lead down to 2-1. Bowie a goal and an assist. The captain of the Buttes, trying to win her 3rd consecutive Isabel Cup championship and her 2nd with the Buttes after winning the 1st with Boston back in the 15-16 season. Jones tries to get out in front and gets knocked down for her trouble. And here come the Riveters out of the zone. Buttes taking that power play, did not score on it, but they've had the better of the play the last few minutes, I believe, and certainly have turned it on after giving up that goal by Packer.
Yeah, that might be a bit of a momentum changer, even though they weren't able to score on the power play. They had some good opportunities, and they had some good puck control during those 2 minutes.
Here comes Russo, throws it off the boards, and now chase after it. Chasing after it is Murphy as well for Buffalo. Murphy gains position first and works it around. Then Kunachika's got it. Excuse me, Jones, I apologize. And now it's played into the corner where Russo tries to get there. Pass up to Khrushchev. Khrushchev takes a shot, save made by Levier with a pad, and it just goes wide. Picard pinching in, now sends it back to Packer. Packer centering feed is knocked away, and the Buttes have it, but they lose it. Now Packer fumbles it for a moment. Now Picard gets it back. Makes a pass across. Ryan shot in, and it's knocked down in front. Levier's got it, and she'll hold on to it. Now the puck is loose, and Russo and Casorso maybe having a few words. Take a look at one of the saves by Amanda Levier.
Well, we're seeing Alexa Grusha getting some great opportunities in this game, especially in this period. This is her latest. It's a right pad save by Levier. Earlier in the period, Grusha, the league's leading scorer, had 2 shots go off the post. One was a backhand that went off the outside of the left post, and the other opportunity, a hard shot that went off the right post.
Face-off won by the Riveters, and the shot goes high there from Ketchum, who gets the rebound, and now it's worked to Johnston. Johnston at the blue line takes a shot knocked down by Lawler, just got in the way of that shot. Now Ketchum. Ketchum works it back to Dostal. Dostal takes a shot in, saved by Levier, rebound right out in front, and Lawler just couldn't get enough wood on it. And now it's Nash. Nash has it. Nash to the middle. Works it over to Dostal. Dostal moves in, winds, fires too high. Rebound opportunity at the side of the net. Ketchum's got it. Ketchum waits. 1:50 to go. Riveters looking for the equalizer. Finds Ketchum. Ketchum in the middle. Now on the backhand, shot goes high. It's touched with a high stick, so Ketchum's got to wait for Butte to touch it. Now Ketchum just decides, I'll touch up, and that will force the faceoff out of the zone with 101 seconds to go here in the second period.
Big day here for women's hockey, girls hockey, I guess you could say, in the state of New Jersey, as the first annual New Jersey Girls High School All-Star Game was played here on this ice surface just before the Riveters played. Good next step in the development. Maybe some future NWHL players were in those lineups.
Face-off won by Buffalo, and they'll move it to center. Grusha intercepts as the Riveters get that top line back out there. They've been all over the place. Puck knocked away by Levier. Played to the blue line where Burke allows Kunichika to get right by her, and now Skamura and Kunichika move in. Kunichika finds Skamura, but Skamura going to a knee, could not control that puck. Puck worked around. Skamura takes a shot, just goes wide of Kersey, who was sitting on the slot there. And another shot in, save made on the shot by Greco. And now the Riveters trying to gain control of it, and they do. Grusha has it, loses it, now a chance for a 2-on-1. It's Ryan and Russo. Ryan moves in, takes a shot, save made by Levier. Oh, that's old WCHA college action right there. A Badger robbed by a Gopher with 1 minute to go. Levier has been spectacular today.
A Badger robbed by a Gopher. It sounds like a special on the Discovery Channel, but it's actually right here on the ice this afternoon. Grusha made a nice play, getting the puck out along the wall, setting up that 2-on-1, and Ryan's shot goes into the glove of Levier.
Colzer sends it over to Picard. Picard's shot sticked away and off the glass, but stays in play, did not hit the netting, and now Brown's got it. Brown gets taken down, and the Buttes will move it to center. Buffalo has not been called for a penalty in this game as we're coming up at the end of the second period. Offsides is now the call with 41.5 seconds to go here in the second period. Shots unofficially 24-17 in favor of the Riveters.
Riveters have been by far the better team in this period. They only got the 1 goal to show for it after Buffalo had taken the 2-0 lead just 1 minute and 39 seconds into the period on Lewicki's 5th goal of the season. But it's been a very strong period for the Riveters, a good bounce back after a first period in which I thought they were dominated for most of the 20 minutes. But now it's 2-1 as the Riveters were able to get on the board, and they're looking for more.
Packer swoops in, takes the puck, fakes the shot, now takes the snapshot there on Levier. Puck played behind the net and picked up there by Buffalo, and they'll look to move up ice. Here's Bowie, a goal and an assist already in this game. Moves in, goes wide now on Picard, takes a shot high off the glass. Murphy's going to get there first with 8 seconds to go. Buffalo sees the puck go behind Bowie, and Picard pinching in, able to make the play, and now Russo will work it around, and that will do it for the second period of play. Each team gets a goal here in the second. Lewicki made it 2-0. Madison Packer cut the lead in half to make it 2-1, and that's where we stand at the end of 40 minutes of play.
I think it's going to be a pretty dandy third period because just the 1 goal deficit now for the Riveters. They're looking to get back on the winning track. They've lost 2 of their last 3. And this rivalry just keeps taking a step and a step forward. The games all have different feels to them. You had the first meeting of the season where there were 66 minutes in penalties. You have this one where there's only 1 penalty called after 40 minutes of play. But you're seeing really high-paced action out there. Great goaltending on both sides. And it looks like both teams are getting ready for the postseason.
Let's take a look at some of the action here by Amanda Levier, who had a couple of big saves towards the end to keep Buffalo in front by 1.
Yeah, she got a little help from from the post earlier, but then it was Levier doing all the work, and she's able to make a right pad save on Grusha, and then a 2-on-1 play where Ryan comes across looking to go high glove, doesn't get the puck up high enough, and it just ends up in the glove of Levier.
Ryan was trying to deke pass the whole time, but comes in on the shot there, and Levier with the beautiful glove save to stop that opportunity for the Riveters. As you take another look at some of the action, there's the goal by Bowie. That came in the first period. That made it 1-0. Kristen Lewicki scored the second goal of the game, and she had a couple of chances early in the game. She just couldn't finish, but right there on the goal that you'll see in the replay in just a few moments, was able to finally find the back of the net.
She was, and the Buttes did a good job of chasing the puck down in the right corner to send it out in front, and Lewicki able to get her 5th goal of the season. That made it 2-0 at the time.
Take a look at the replay here, and there's Lewicki right out in front. Just a good rebound and able to finish it right in front there. That was a big goal, making it 2-0 to take a second look at. And there's a shot in on Fitzgerald. Couldn't made the initial stop, but couldn't stop the rebound. Let's take a look at a couple of the opportunities from Alexa Grushow. As you mentioned, hitting a couple of posts early in that second period when it was 2-0.
Yeah, she was able to come in on a breakaway, came in tight and was on her backhand, and that hit off the outside of the left post.
You see another opportunity here. A second look at the replay here is Grushow coming in on the breakaway. Riveters have had a couple of chances on the breakaway, but could not finish. But Madison Packer, off a great pass from Rebecca Russo, goes back door and finds the back of the net.
Able to keep the pressure on with the Riveters. Courtney Burke making a big keep in at the left point, and then it was finished off as Russo, who got banged up earlier in the period, coming back out and setting this up with the fake shot.
Let's send it down the ringside now, where Rebecca Russo is joining Dan Rice.
Thank you, Matt. I'm here ringside with Rebecca Russo. Rebecca, you took a nasty spill there. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I'm kind of not trying to think about it, but the game's really high paced right now, so it's kind of like canceling the how bad it hurts.
You're running on adrenaline right now.
Yeah, basically I'm running on adrenaline.
All right, you guys are down 2-1. You assisted on the only goal. Tell me what happened there.
I mean, we were generating a lot of offense in the zone for, I think, like 30 seconds to a minute. And, you know, I saw an open opportunity. Courtney and Packer were making good plays down low. And she actually gave it to me on the hash marks, and I saw her right through the grapevine. So it was an unreal goal, but, you know, it was a whole collective five-man group.
Down by 1 goal. What do you got to do to win this game?
We just got to play together. We got to play our systems and, you know, shoot the puck. We shoot the puck, good things are going to happen. We can't get too fancy, so we just got to shoot the puck and crash the net.
That's it from ringside. Back up to you guys.
All right, thank you, Rebecca, and thank you, Dan. Sherry, Riveters struggled early in the beginning of that second period, but turned it on when they got a chance to score, then they finally did. But Buffalo, I thought, finished strong in that second period.
They did, and I think the penalty call against Grushow probably helped the Buttes. Even though the Riveters were able to kill it off, I thought the Buttes picked up a lot of momentum off of that 2 minutes where they did have some scoring chances.
Riveters have 25 shots through 2 periods. Buffalo's got 19. We'll see how things go in the third period. We'll be back with the third period here from the Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. This is the NWHL live on Twitter.
We are the early risers,
Make sure it's nice and snug.
the DIYers. We are determined,
Go, USA on 3. 1, 2, 3, USA!
crazy,
1 minute to go.
diehard.
Winning time for USA Hockey.
We are loyal.
Up the wing they come.
We are proud.
She shoots. She scores! Maggie Duggan to the top of the mountain.
We are brewed for this. America runs on Duncan.
I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running, 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
Back to the broadcast here live on Twitter. This is the NWHL Game of the Week. We're about 2 minutes away from the beginning of the third period here, with the Buffalo Buttes leading the Metropolitan Riveters by a score of 2-1. Alongside Sherry Ross, I'm Matt Falkenberry. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that second period. And Kristen Lewicki got things started for Buffalo, making it 2-0 early in the second. But first, let's take a look at the goal by Packer, which made it 2-1.
Well, there was good work by the Riveters on this one, especially by Courtney Burke, who made 2 attempts keeping the puck in at the left point. The puck then gets worked down deep, and Russo fakes a shot, sends the pass across to Packer for the goal.
And then Lewicki getting knocked down in front, but scoring the goal right there. That gave Buffalo what was at that point a 2-0 lead. The Riveters also hitting a couple of posts in that second period as well when they were down 2-0. So they've come close in this game to having more than just 1 goal, but they still have the one right now as Levier and Fitzgerald lead their teams back onto the ice. We'll send it down to ringside, where Dan Rice will have a report in just a few moments. So we'll just wait on that. But in the meantime, Sherry, what are the keys for the Riveters to try to rally from another 2-1 deficit? Remember, the first time these two teams played here in New Jersey, Buffalo led 2-1 at the end of 2 periods then as well.
Well, one thing is they've got to stay away from some of those sloppy passes that they've made, especially in the neutral zone, that have been picked off. And the second thing is just keep on what they were doing in terms of their momentum in that second period. They outshot Buffalo 14-7 in the second period.
Let's throw it down the ringside. Dan Rice with a report.
Thanks, guys. I'm back here ringside. Like we talked about with Rebecca Russo in that last intermission, got to get more pucks to the net, more traffic in front of Levier. They did a good job in that period, but we got to see more of that if they want to tie this game up. Last weekend, they were down. They were up, 3-1. Now they're down 2-1 as the third period starts. They're going to need a big push here in the third period. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dan. We're about set for the third period here. The fans are into it. This is the final regular season home game. Of course, both these teams will be home on March 17th and 18th. You can get your Isabel Cup playoff tickets now on NWHL.zone. The Riveters will be hosting the Connecticut Whale, the 1 versus 4. The Buttes will be hosting the Boston Pride, the 2 versus 3 matchup. Because of Buffalo and Boston facing off in the semifinals this year, we will have a new final, but we will have a team making the final for a third consecutive year. Whether it will be Boston or Buffalo, we don't know. 11 seconds in, saved by Levier. We're underway here in the third.
Of course, Boston winning the inaugural Isabel Cup, and the Buffalo Buttes coming back last year to win it. Boston with 1, Buffalo with another cup. They're looking to defend. The Riveters looking to get in there for the first time, as are the Connecticut Whale.
As I mentioned, the Riveters have trailed going into the third period only one time here this season, and that came against Buffalo. It was 2-1 Buffalo here in New Jersey back in December, and the Riveters scored 3 times in that third period to come away with a 4-2 win. Here comes Burke after the turnover at center ice. Tries to find Gruschow, has it knocked away, and it's played by Skamura. Courtney Burke getting a credit for the secondary assist on the goal by Packer. That means that she has 17 points, and as long as that all stands up, she's now tied Kaylee Fratkin's NWHL mark for points in a season by a defender. Fratkin scoring 17 points in year 1 when she was a member of the Connecticut Whale. Picard has it, moves it to the middle, now gains his own. Picard moves in, takes a shot, save made by Levier, played into the corner where Ketchum's got it. Ketchum plays it back to Picard. The Riveters have had their defenders pinching in a heck of a lot more since the beginning of the second period. Colzer sends it across, shot in by Nash, just goes wide, and now Lawler will get there first. Lawler loses it for a moment, but gets it back. Lawler finds Picard. Picard shot in, tipped in front, rebound. Say another chance by Nash, is stopped by Levier. Amanda Levier with 2 more big saves. She now has 27 saves on 28 Riveters shots.
That was a nice tip by Ketchum. That was the first save that Levier made, and then Nash came in with the rebound. So the Riveters looking to tie it up there. Levier really doing a great job in goal, the former Minnesota star.
National champion, Isabel Cup champion, internet sensation with McLevman. Certainly can do it all, and has certainly been a great player for the Buttes, especially in this game in particular. Of course, has started all 15 games this season. Neither backup, either DeTondo or Newman, have played for a second here in the regular season for Buffalo. We'll see how the teams handle the last week of the year. As we talked about, the tiebreaker is already with the Riveters, so they've clinched number 1. The playoff seeds are set. Obviously, this game means more on a molecular level, trying to break a winning streak, keep a rivalry, going, but in seeding-wise, it doesn't matter. Next week might not matter either. There's a collision there between Burke and Ryan. We'll see how the teams handle the goalie situation next week. Packer wraparound try, stopped. Burke pinching in, now controls the puck. Good job there by Burke controlling it, now gets some space. Gruschow in front, takes a shot too high over the net, and Packer settled it down for a moment. Ryan waits, now dumps in deep where Packer's got it. Packer to Ryan, Ryan at the side of the net, and Levier again holds on.
A good start to this period for the Riveters as they've been able to get something going. You mentioned that the defense was getting more involved for Metropolitan, and I think that's a big reason why they've had the better second and going into the third period, because at the start of the game, Buffalo was doing such a good job forechecking and keeping the Riveters from getting in, except with speed. They weren't able to establish anything. The defense getting involved helps.
Here comes Acursi now off the turnover with some speed. Acursi in, takes a shot too high, does not get it on frame. Big missed opportunity there for Buffalo. But now Nash recovers. That's the first opportunity for Buffalo here in the third period, which had been all Riveters until that turnover. Edney takes a shot, just goes wide and bangs off the boards, and Lawler's got it. Lawler could spring Nash. Now Lawler looks up, sends it across. Ketchum's got it. Ketchum with some space. Moves in, finds Nash, and it's deflected away to Dostal. Dostal works it around the boards where Ketchum's got it. Ketchum loses it, and it'll be played out the center by Buffalo. Nash was open, but Lawler, I guess, did not feel comfortable trying to make that pass, or maybe just didn't see her former teammate at Wisconsin. As Crow now has it. Crow moves it up off the skate. Looks like a Brown, and Chesson gets there first, and Chesson, nice job going around the net, but turns it over. Good job by Rafter staying on side. Here comes Crow. Crow moves in, gets taken down, and there's still been no penalties called against the Buttes in this game as Colzer can't keep it in. Only one overall in the game so far. Don't think there really was one there, but that's the only opinion that matters is the gentleman with the referee stripes on his uniform today.
Crow playing her second game since being signed as a free agent by the Riveters.
Playing on the third line today after starting on the number 1 line last week against Buffalo. Again for Buffalo, on the line today is their winning streak. They've won 8 in a row, which ties the Connecticut Whale for the third longest winning streak in league history, trying to make it all theirs. Grushow's shot blocked, did not get it all the way through. Grushow trying to get to the loose puck again, gets knocked down, and now Packer's got it, and Grushow's down, and no arms are up. Ryan's got it. Ryan makes a move, gets taken down. Now a penalty has been called against Buffalo, and they'll touch up with 16-12 to go, so Grushow went down hard. That didn't get a penalty, but the trip on Ryan does, and the Riveters get their first power play of the game.
And that was Jones who was involved in both of those. First she took down Grushow along the end wall. That was where there was no penalty called, but then a tripping call against Jones does get called as Jones sticks out her leg. So this will be the first power play coming up for the Riveters. Time of the penalty, the 3:48 mark of the third.
So Jess Jones called for the penalty. The Riveters scored 2 power play goals, both at 5-on-3 last week against Buffalo, and now we'll look for their power play to come through again. The best power play in the NWHL has a chance here early in the third. Burke walks it across the blue line, waiting for some space. Sees Ryan switch behind her. Burke finds Ryan. Ryan moves in. Centering pass. It goes past Grushow, and Russo will get there first. Russo, Grushow, and Packer. Burke just did not keep it in the zone. Burke can't believe the call, and offsides, and that's a break for Buffalo.
Boy, that was close, but it looked to me like the Riveters kept it in. The linesman a lot closer to the play. He calls it out. So the faceoff moves outside the zone, and that is a break for Buffalo.
Packer chasing after the loose puck as it's played into the zone. Couple of Buttes get there, but Ryan now controls at the blue line. Gets it back to Burke. Burke winds, fakes a shot. Russo moves in. Russo winds, fires. It's blocked, goes off the boards, and now Packer. Back to Russo. Russo and Packer combining on the goal that made it 2-1. Burke the secondary assist. 1 point away from breaking the all-time mark for points by a defender. Russo, 9 goals, tied for the team lead with Grushow. Burke takes a shot, did not get through to Levier, and if it did, she sticked it away at the last second. Grushow tries to play it along the boards, and now Ryan with it. Ryan takes a shot, knocked away. Russo tries to bat it out of the air and could not do so. Skamura's got it, tries to clear the zone and could not. Burke keeps in right at the corner. Pass back to the middle. Grushow's got it. Grushow back to Ryan. Ryan takes a shot, knocked down, loose, and swept away into the corner. 54 seconds to go on the power play. Puck played into the corner, Murphy. Murphy trying to help dig it out, works it around. Good job there by Murphy, and the Buttes will clear it right there. And Ryan with a nice catch on the backhanded catch, able to knock it down at center, and the Riveters turn it right around. Centering pass for Grushow, though, knocked away. And Dostal now on the ice. Second unit for the Riveters out there. Will dump in deep. Now the second unit actually gets out there. Dostal's the only one that could make the get off for a change. Nash gets there. Nash looking for Colzer. Now a pass across, and Ketchum has it, or tried to get to Ketchum, and it's turned over, and Buffalo clears down with 18 seconds and counting to go on this power play. Riveters have had chances, but the Buttes are 10 seconds or so away from killing it off. Here comes Colzer, makes a move. Colzer brings it down, Ketchum in the middle. Colzer takes a shot, knocked away by Levier and all the way down ice, and that'll do it. The Buffalo Buttes get a big kill. Both teams now 0 for 1 on the power play. 14-10 to go in the third period. Shots 31-17 unofficially in favor of the Riveters, who are trailing it 2-1.
Riveters had some very good energy at the start of that power play, just not able to connect on a lot of the plays, and then started to just slow down a little bit, whether it was frustration or a little bit of an energy lag. Nash
works it off, and here come the Riveters now. Nice move by Rafter. By Ketchum has it taken away. Worked around the boards. Skamura with Picard pinching in. And now they hit at each other, and it looks like it's going to be Picard who's got it for a moment, but now it's turned over, and Skamura will at least push it out the center. Skamura with it now. Always such a clutch player for Buffalo. Has scored third period goals in the last 2 times she's played in this building. That coming in the playoff game last year and the third period in their comeback win last week. Of course, she missed the game back in December when these 2 teams faced off here in Jersey. Part of the reason why Buffalo did not come away with the win there. Puck swept away there by Brown all the way down, and it'll be chased after by Chesson. Good job by Brown putting on the pressure. Crow trying to help out. Now the puck worked around. Kersey will get there first. Rafter on the forecheck. Brown joining as well. Over 7 minutes gone by, here in the third period, and it's 2-1. Ryan keeps it in the zone. Pass back across to Rafter, who has it on the backhand, and just sends it into the corner where Ryan gets it back. Jenny Ryan has been active from the blue line, sends it back to Burke. Burke, that's a pass for Crow, goes behind the net, and Rafter's now got it. Rafter and Brown digging at it. Chesson works it out, and Greco will get there without any pressure, and the Buttes will look to get it to center, and do. Oh, Packer nearly with the turnover there. Lewicki moves in with speed against Ryan. Lewicki takes a shot just wide of the net. Now a centering feed and nobody home. Packer tries to get there, but Murphy with great speed as well. The North Carolina native able to get there first and keep the puck in the zone. Rafter, though, collects for the moment, and now Burke's got it. Burke finds Packer, and it's moved out the center.
Another good forecheck by Buffalo as they get 2 men in on Burke. The Riveters are able to get the puck out, but Buttes in control coming back across the blue line.
Soroka loses it at the blue line, and it's worked to the middle. And now Packer and Russo. Chance for a 2-on-1. Packer tried to get a pass across. Now she gets a pass, but it doesn't connect. Good job by the defense there for Buffalo to stop that opportunity. Puck back to the blue line. Colzer takes a shot deflected high in the air, does not get all the way through, and picked up by Buffalo. Ott out ahead of the play. But Buffalo can't make the play there, but they'll move it into the zone.
That was Casorso with that huge defensive play for Buffalo.
Shurab takes a soft shot in, and Fitzgerald gloves it. 11:29 to go here in the third period. Take a look at that penalty kill by Buffalo early on that stymied the Riveters from tying the game.
Of course, with just a 2-1 lead, you know that this kill is going to be huge, and there were some frantic attempts early by the Riveters. In fact, they were almost getting in each other's way. That's how anxious they are to try to score. Levier able to make some saves, and then there were some good blocks in front of her as well. A good battle by Buffalo.
Skamura had a chance in the slot off the face-off, but had it knocked away, but the Buttes able to recover. Edney takes a shot blocked. It's loose. Nash tries to get there, but could not as Kersey has it. Kersey finds Kunichika. Battling Johnston, goes down. Skamura with Burns calling for it, and Burns gets it. Burns sends in deep. Kunichika tries a quick pass. It's loose out in front. Oh, and the puck just high over the net. Oh, great opportunity there, and another loose puck. Skamura's got it. Pass across. Fitzgerald with the save, and she holds on to it. And the Buffalo Butte gets taken down. Looks like Kersey gets knocked down for her trouble. 10:56 to go. A big opportunity for the Buttes, and Fitzgerald says no.
I think there was a Kersey at the right side of the net who had that opportunity. Again, good work by Buffalo. Kunichika able to send it out front. It actually bounces off a couple of Riveter sticks. Nobody able to get control of it, and then comes across in the right slot to a Kersey. She takes a big swipe at it, and Fitzgerald able to make the save and keep this a 2-1 Buffalo lead with 10:56 left.
Buffalo looking for that insurance goal right now. And here's a pass up top, and here comes a 2-on-1 Russo. Lewicki gets back. Russo winds, fires, shot goes high as Levier shoulders it away. Ryan takes a shot. Save made. Grushow right out in front. Takes a shot. Just goes wide. Rebound opportunity missed. Oh, Grushow again tries a centering pass. It's knocked away. Oh, Alexa Grushow has had chance after chance. Now here comes Buffalo looking to answer here on the counter. Moving in is Bowie. She backs off. Has Jones in the middle, but Bowie takes a shot in. Oh, save made, and Lewicki was right there waiting for the rebound. Another pass goes through the center slot and is knocked away, and Russo's got it, and Russo will just calmly move it out of the way. But Kristen Lewicki was on the doorstep looking for goal number 2 today. Player goes down, but the play continues. A little surprising. Shot in, and it goes deflected away by Levier. We're coming up on the midway point of the third period. Next whistle that's not an icing will lead to the media timeout. Picard works it around. Levier does a nice job stopping it. Levier, one of the most active goalies in the league in terms of playing the puck. Brown with Rafter and Crow, the number 3 line for the Riveters today. Brown trying to dig it out. Crow has it. Crow takes a shot deflected down, but Brown gets it back. Brown works it back to the blue line. Picard to Colzer. Colzer takes a shot. It's deflected. It's in the crease. Rafter, it was just in front of the crease, and Rafter couldn't get a shot off. And Picard then can't handle the puck at the blue line. It's played out the center. 9:25 to go in the third period. A one-goal game here between the Riveters and the Buttes. The potential for an Isabel Cup final. Could see these two teams going at it in 3 weeks. Boston and Connecticut will have something to say about that in 2 weeks when they go on the road to face these two teams on the weekend of March 17th and 18th from Harbor Center and here in Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark. Lawler plays it at center. Waits for some teammates to join the rush. Now Nash. Nash gets bumped off the puck. Nash had a big goal in that comeback win over Buffalo back in December. Trying to dig the puck out along the blue line, and Buffalo able to control it, but they put it right back in the zone. Nash moves in. Nash tries to take a shot, has it knocked away. Nash gets it back, stick handling, and the puck is now played towards the blue line and out to center by Kersey, who will send in deep, as the puck is now played by Fitzgerald.
Nash had to try to get between two Buffalo defenders to go in for a scoring attempt, and they just squeezed her off.
Grushau nearly lost it, and now able to dump in, as the top line once again for the Riveters is back out there, with Packer joining Ryan and Burke. Ketchum still out there as Russo has not had a chance to get on the ice just yet. Lewicki with that great speed moves in now. Lewicki pass back to Jones. Jones back to Lewicki. Lewicki swipes it over. Now Casorso takes a shot deflected. Rebound was right there but did not get through. Bowie on the doorstep, just couldn't get a stick on it. Pass back over to Casorso. Casorso shot save made by Fitzgerald, and Russo finally on the ice as they complete the line change in full. Has it and finds Ryan, who now finds Burke. 7:50 to go here in the third period. 2-1, Riveters trailing it by 1. Buffalo going for their 9th consecutive win. Grushau gets wiped out. Russo has it. She gets taken down, and here comes Picard. Picard moves in, takes a shot, just goes wide. Rebound goes all the way behind the net and almost out to the blue line.
Well, it's no secret that other teams are going to target Grushau. She's one of the leading MVP candidates in the league. She's had a tremendous 40 minutes so far, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard.
Picard wipes out. Rafter trying to control the puck, has her stick lifted, and now the battle continues as Brown gets in there and tries to help dig the puck out. Brown does for a moment, using his strength there to work the puck around, and Levier slows it down again, and Burns will control it. Coming up on the 7-minute mark here in the third period. 2-1, Riveters down. Buffalo trying to make it 9 straight. Shiroka centering feed, goes through but nobody home. Shureb now with the puck. Shureb loses it and Brown's got it back. Brown patiently has it, nearly loses it, but Colzer will have it behind the net with no pressure. Under 7 minutes to go now. Rafter sees it played at center and dumped in by Burns, and Fitzgerald will play it behind the net and finds Picard quickly. Pass across for Lawler, just a little bit out of her reach. She almost gets taken down as well. And now Colzer. Colzer waits, turns it over, and Kunichika did not keep it onside. That was really close as well, and that brings us to the media timeout. 6:29 to go in the third period. Folks, stay right here. This is going to be a great finish. This is the NWHL Game of the Week live on Twitter. We'll be back.
We are the early risers,
Make sure it's nice and snug.
the DIYers. We are determined,
Go, USA on 3. 1, 2, 3, USA!
crazy,
A minute to go.
diehard.
Winning time for USA hockey.
We are loyal.
Up the wing they come.
We are proud.
She shoots. She scores! Maggie Duggan to the top of the mountain.
We are brewed for this. America runs on Duncan.
I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
And welcome back to the broadcast here live on Twitter alongside Sherry Ross and Dan Rice, who is ringside. I'm Matt Falkenberry. It's 2-1. Buffalo in front of the Riveters, and Sherry, Buffalo had some golden opportunities that he just couldn't finish in the third.
Absolutely. They had some chances in front of Katie Fitzgerald. This sort of came later in the period as the puck was bouncing around, gets out to the point, a slap shot comes through, and the Riveters, the Buttes, not able to find where the puck was and get the opportunity of what would have been the open side side of the net to the left of Katie Fitzgerald. So we remain 2-1 with 6:28 left in regulation.
If Bowie gets a stick on that, it's 3-1, no question about it. Another hard hit not called. The referee today has only called 2 penalties, 1 on each side. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. Centering feed for Chesson, sends it across to Accursi. Accursi's open, it's loose in the crease. Fitzgerald was out of position, and now the puck is played behind the net. And now a penalty has been called against the Riveters for tripping with 6:08 to go in the third, and a huge penalty kill coming up for Metropolitan.
Absolutely. 6:08 left in regulation, and a tripping call against Alexa Grushow, her second penalty of the game, will result in Buffalo's second power play and an opportunity for them to get the insurance goal that they want.
So a massive, massive moment in the game coming up right here as Kunichika with Lewicki out there on the ice, Accursi as well. Skamura on the blue line, face-off, push forward, and Accursi had a chance to get it on net. And now Kunichika works it across Casorso. Casorso with some room, sends it across Lewicki. Lewicki centering pass, knocked away, and she gets it back. 4 forwards and a defender here for Buffalo. That's how they run their power play, contrary to the Riveters, who have 2 defenders and 3 forwards. Lawler lost it for a moment, and Kunichika gets it back in the slot. Here's Lewicki, moves in on net. Lewicki takes a shot, save made by Fitzgerald as Lewicki shot it right into the Rosie the Riveter crest.
Fitzgerald made sure to keep her body square to the shooter as Lewicki was coming down the left wing into the high left slot. Takes a short-range wrist shot. Fitzgerald able to make the save in the breadbasket. Minute and 33 left on the power play. Huge, huge kill for the Riveters here.
5:41 to go in the third, 1:33 to go, as Sherry mentioned, on the power play. The penalty to Grushow for tripping, her second penalty of the game. Johnston gets taken down, but finds Dostal. Dostal patiently will send it out of the zone, and Levier will play it behind the net. The playoff seedings are set, but the Riveters still trying to win the regular season championship outright. Buffalo can at least earn a tie for that if they win next week, and the Riveters can't earn at least 1 point against Boston or rally today. Centering pass gets by Bowie, almost deflected in by Dostal. Good keep in by Edney. Edney's now Jones. Jones with it now. Jones moves in, makes the pass back. Bowie back to Edney. Bowie's got it. Bowie with some space. Very dangerous. Takes a shot blocked down in front, loose, as Jones couldn't get to the rebound. Riveters trying to get it out. 45 seconds to go. Johnston and Dostal on the defense here. Russo and Packer on the penalty kill. Russo gets taken down. Play continues. Chesson works it down. Bowie, centering pass across. Jones was open but couldn't get a stick on it. They keep trying those cross-ice passes, and they're almost working. Another shot in, deflected away, as that looked like Shiroka was going for the tip-in. Another big hit. That wipes out the penalty with 21 seconds to go. Buffalo's been called for a penalty. It'll be 4-on-4 for 21 seconds, and then the Riveters go on their second power play.
Dostal was hit in the corner. That will result in the end of the power play for Buffalo. 4-on-4 for 21 seconds, and then the Riveters will have a power play. But the other huge edge is that the faceoff goes down to the other end of the ice.
Jess Jones is called for her second penalty of the game, so Grushow and Jones have been the only players called for penalties in this game, as Dostal is able to skate off and head to the bench. So 4-on-4 action here for 21 seconds, and then the Riveters will have a power play for 1 minute and 39 seconds. So Buffalo now 0 for 2 on the power play. The Riveters trying to avoid 0 for 2. Lawler to take the face-off here. Lawler and Nash with Ryan and Burke. Lawler works it behind the net, gets around Casorso. Lawler gets it back to Burke. Burke, now Ryan. Ryan back to Burke. Burke takes a shot, and it's stopped by Levier and worked into the corner. 5 seconds to go for 4-on-4 action. Puck is kept in the zone. Good job by Nash. Nash moves in, takes a shot, save. Rebound is loose, and Lawler couldn't finish it. It's a power play now for the Riveters. Here come the Buttes. Lewicki moves in. Grushow there out of the penalty box meets Lewicki, and now here come the Riveters pushing up. Russo sends it over to Grushow. Grushow across the blue line, moves in. Russo behind her. Russo's got it. Russo now moves in towards the net. Tries to go around the net, gets knocked off the puck, and now Packer tries to make a back pass, but Kunichika's got it. Now Kunichika trying to make a move, trying to at least get some space and clear down ice. Grushow goes down, might have been tripped up by the net though, as the puck is squirted out the center, and Ryan's got it with 1:06 to go and counting here on the power play for the Riveters, who are trying to avoid an 0 for 2, trying to tie this game up with 3:30 to go. Buffalo has led throughout the game, wire to wire, and trying to finish it off. Pass sent across. Burke finds Ryan. Ryan takes a shot in. Save made by Levier, and she holds on to it with Packer waiting for a rebound.
43 seconds left in the power play for the Riveters. Face-off will take place to the left of Levier. Nash made a great play. This is while it was still 4-on-4 to keep the puck alive at the blue line. Takes the shot. The puck just is in too, Eric Lawler's in too tight. The puck kind of behind her, so she wasn't able to get a second opportunity.
Face-off won by the Riveters. Play back to the blue line. Dostal gets it from Kolzer. And now Nash sends it down low. Ketchum. Now Dostal. Dostal can't control the bouncing puck. And now Ketchum trying to get there, but Lewicki's going to get there first and move it to center. Dostal's got it, under 30 seconds to go. Finds Nash. Nash looks to gain the zone and does. Works it in deep. Lawler chasing after it with Edney. Now played behind the goal line. Ketchum trying to get there. Lawler. Now Lewicki. Lewicki and Nash come together. 15 seconds to go on the penalty to Jones. Riveters trying to find the equalizer with under 3 minutes to go. Kolzer's got it. Waits. Takes a shot. Is blocked by Edney. Kolzer tries to keep it in the zone. Does for the moment. But the Buttes are able to work it out the center. And that will do it for the power play. Big time kill for the Buttes. Each team now 0 for 2 on the power play. 2:20 and counting to go now here in the third period.
Some key blocks, certainly for Buffalo, not allowing the Riveters to get some quality shots in the last part of that power play, and now the clock is working against the Riveters.
Casorso knocks it in off the blue line, then Kolzer gets it back after turning it over. Kolzer, backhanded pass, and Ketchum will move it to center. If the Riveters can score here in the next 2 minutes and get to overtime, that 1 point clinches the outright regular season title. If not, they have to go to next week and try to beat Boston, or at least get to overtime before doing that. They've got the #1 seed clinched because of a tiebreaker. That tiebreaker being regulation overtime wins. The Riveters have won all 12 games in either regulation or overtime. Buffalo, because of their 2 shootout wins, cannot tie it up. Lewicki on the breakaway, onside, moves in on Fitzgerald. Lewicki loses it though. Good poke check, by Fitzgerald as we're coming up on 90 seconds to go. We'll see if Fitzgerald's going to come out of the net now as the puck is moved to center. Packer has it, moves it in. Fitzgerald's at the hash marks, still moving up, hasn't moved out of the net just yet. Russo's got it. Russo trying to gain possession. Kolzer is out on the ice now, joining the play. Fitzgerald still in the net, has not come to the bench, and now the whistle blows with 1:12 to go. Let's take a look at the poke check by Fitzgerald on this chance here by Lewicki.
Lewicki caught the defense of the Riveters napping, and she is able to come down the right wing, cuts to the front of the net as she's trying to deke. Actually loses the puck to Fitzgerald. Puck goes into the corner harmlessly. Minute 12 now left in regulation.
Riveters don't have a timeout. Used it in an icing in the second period. They get Fitzgerald to the bench now with the offensive zone faceoff. Picard moves in. It's 3 defenders, and there's actually 7 Riveters out there. They need to fix that up. Of course, Buffalo wouldn't mind it. That would be too many skaters on the ice and a penalty. So coming off the ice is Picard now. So Ryan and Burke out there. Kolzer right in that slot, waiting for a shot here. Grushow knocked out of the faceoff circle. It's going to be Packer, Grushow, and Russo with Kolzer, Burke, and Ryan. But before that, Buffalo decides to call a timeout after seeing the play drawn up. Now each team without a timeout with 72 seconds to go here in this one. The Riveters trying to rally from what was a 2-0 deficit, trailing it by 1, 2-1.
And honestly, as disorganized as the Riveters were trying to set up with the extra skater, I think this timeout that is called by Buffalo is going to help Metropolitan right now, as Chad Wiseman is instructing his players. Of course, you want to have 6 guys out there, not 7, but 7 would help, but you're not allowed to do that. Riveters, on the other hand, want to make sure that they are able to push and get the tying goal here. Buffalo, coached by 2 former NHL players, Rick Sealing and Craig Muni. Opportunity for the Riveters. They have had a lot of good scoring chances in the later part of this game. Both goaltenders have been strong. Fitzgerald able to make a save on Taylor Kersey. This was a few minutes ago as Kersey was wide open at the right side of the net.
And another opportunity here for the Riveters. This was Nash, who was just able to keep the puck in the zone and then make the save, did Levier. So face off here for the Riveters. Grushow wins it back. Ryan trying to keep it in the zone, does for the moment. Battle for it along the boards, picked up there by Packer. Packer moves in, centering feed, does not get through. The Buttes are able to get it. Net is empty for the Riveters. Ryan sends it across. Burke feeling the pressure, makes the pass across. 6 on 5 now. Burke winds, shot is deflected into the netting with 51.8 seconds to go here in the third, and another face-off coming up.
And again, good work down low in support of Amanda Levier. It was Sarah Edney with the block after the Riveters able to win the draw. Now 51.8 left in regulation. Faceoff will remain to the left of Levier. Grusha taking this key faceoff.
Face-off here. Grusha wins it clean. Ryan's got it at the blue line. Sends it over to Burke. Burke back to Ryan, who loses it for a moment. Trying to get after it, and they can't. Buffalo clears it to center. 40 seconds to go. Burke patiently waiting. The Riveters trying to regain the zone. Ryan tries to dump in deep, cannot. Gets it back, and now it's worked across to Burke. Burke sends it over to Colzer, who wings it around the boards. Under 30 seconds to go. Can the Riveters find the tying goal? Will Buffalo make it 9 in a row? Battle for it in the corner here. Riveters fans urging on their team, trying to get this game tied up. 20 seconds ago. Buffalo has no problem with what's going on right now. Just digging for it in the corner. Can the Riveters get it out? They can, but can Buffalo clear the zone? They cannot just yet. Puck played back to the blue line and cleared all the way down, bouncing towards the empty net. It goes wide, and an icing is called with 3.9 seconds to go, and Skamura was out in front of the play, and Rick Sealing is absolutely furious, and I don't blame him. I don't know why that's an icing, and the Buffalo Beauts just got hosed, but the referees are at least talking it over, and if the faceoff comes at center, it's a half measure, but yeah, that's a horrendous call.
This doesn't help the Beauts at all, and I was shocked to see that to hear the whistle blow, and the faceoff is in fact it's at center ice, which means our bad, but that didn't help the Beauts who were looking for the insurance goal into the empty net.
Skamura could have done it, but the faceoff is won by Buffalo, and that will do it. The Buffalo Beauts are living on cloud 9, make it 9 consecutive wins. They come into New Jersey and win back-to-back one-goal games as they take it today by a score of 2-1.
Very impressive work by Buffalo. They were the better team at the start, and after that, once the Riveters got their game in gear, Buffalo was able to just stick to their game. They were making key blocks. Huge goaltending work by Amanda Levier. You have to really be impressed with the way that Buffalo has turned the season around. If you're looking at the Riveters, now you've got to be a little worried. They've lost 3 of their last 4 after dominating the league through the first half of the season. And going into the playoffs with 1 regular season game remaining, the Riveters want to get things uncorked and back on track and get a little bit of a winning feel before they head into the first playoff game against Connecticut.
There you see the handshakes as the two teams congratulating each other on a great effort today. Just a great game overall. Good defensive hockey for the most part. Buffalo doing what they did in the playoffs a year ago, getting an early lead and just holding on, and they were able to knock off the Riveters for the 3rd consecutive time this season and the 2nd time here in New Jersey. And if these two teams face off again, it will be for a championship in this building on the weekend of March 24th, 25th. Let's take a look at some of the action here from this game first. Kristen Lewicki ended up with a game-winning goal in this game, scoring that in the 2nd period. Here it is.
And this just came the opening minutes into the 2nd period, and it was a play where Buffalo was able to track down the puck in the right circle, in the right corner, and send it out to Lewicki in front. Lewicki with a deflection. That came at the minute 39 mark. Lewicki's 5th goal of the season.
Take a look at what Amanda Levier did today, shutting down the Riveters. Riveters haven't been held to less than 3 goals all season, except for one time against Boston. Well, she held them to 1 today. She was brilliant.
She was absolutely brilliant. You had a little help from some of the posts, especially when Grusha was involved. It made a nice pad save on Grusha, and then on a 2-on-1, stopping Jenny Ryan as Ryan got in a little tight, and it was a glove save by Levier.
Take another look at it from the ice level angle here, and Ryan, with Russo waiting for it, decided to take the shot, and Levier said no. Another couple of opportunities here for the Riveters. This coming from the far side point, and another save there from Levier, and the rebound right in front by Nash. And again, Amanda Levier just coming through like the champion that she is for the Beauts. And now for Buffalo, they've got 1 more game left, each team with 1 game left. It'll be for Buffalo, they'll be in the Twitter game of the week next week in Connecticut, taking on the Whale. That game will be at 7:30 or 7 o'clock on Saturday night. The Riveters will head off to Boston to take on the Pride. That game will be at 7:30 at Warrior Ice Arena, as we'll welcome you inside the booth in just a few moments. There we are. Hello, everyone. As the Riveters fall today 2-1, but Sherry, 1 game left, and as you mentioned, there's got to be a lot of jubilation in Buffalo and a lot of concern in New Jersey right now, as the Riveters have now lost 3 in a row to this Buffalo team, and the Buttes, they're the hottest team in hockey, period.
I think just a couple of weeks ago, everybody would have been putting down money on the Metropolitan Riveters as being the best team going into the postseason. Buffalo has really turned that around. They started the season with a lot of young first-year players. I think they've all started to gel very well. They've got depth, they've got speed. Their defense core is blocking shots. Their forecheck is strong, and they've got Amanda Levier in nets, and she has just been sensational.
The Riveters falling today 2-1. Amanda Levier will be our post-game guest with Dan Rice in just a few moments. We're just waiting for that to get all set up. For the Riveters, they got their only goal today from Madison Packer off a great feed from Rebecca Russo. That was the only puck that found the back of the net from against Amanda Levier. Take a look at that play here. Really the highlight of the game in terms of just how pretty it really was.
It really was, and Russo, who had been knocked down and apparently injured at the start of the second period, just missed a shift or two, got back in, sending a pass across to Packer to get her 7th goal of the season.
Katie Fitzgerald was solid in net today, allowing 2 goals. The first goal of the game was scored by Corrine Bowie, and Bowie was just right out in front, planted herself in front of the crease, and had the puck go off of her skate and in the back of the net. That got Buffalo going with a 1-0 lead that eventually ballooned to 2, and that's all they needed today.
Yeah, this was a real goaltending duel. I thought both netminders played extremely well in this game. Levier had by far the edge in shots on goal. She had to make the tougher saves, but Fitzgerald was strong, especially early on when it looked like the Buttes might be able to just blow the Riveters out. Instead, Katie Fitzgerald kept them alive.
At one point, the Buffalo Buttes were down, I believe, at least 8 points in the standings to the Riveters. Now they're within 2 points and can at least earn a share of the regular season championship when the season ends. If they win next week against Connecticut and the Riveters don't at least get to overtime, or if the Riveters just don't win outright against Boston next Saturday night. So we'll see how it all turns out. We know what the playoffs are. It'll be the #1 seed Riveters against the 4 seed Whale. Riveters clinched the #1 seed because they have the regulation and overtime tiebreaker against Buffalo this year, and it'll be the #2 seeded Buttes taking on the Boston Pride. The Buttes and Pride will be at 5:30 on Saturday the 17th, while the Riveters and Whale will be on Sunday the 18th at 7 o'clock. Sherry, one last thought for you as we wrap up this broadcast with the Riveters falling 2-1.
Well, I think if you're the Riveters, you want to get back on the winning track. They may get Mie Dench back in the lineup. She did take warm-ups today, and that would be a huge boost, I think, to their lineup.
Well, we won't wrap it up before we hear from Amanda Levier, who's down ringside with Dan Rice.
Thank you very much, Matt. I'm here with Amanda Levier. 35 saves today, another Buttes win. Tell me what you saw out there today.
I saw a lot of my defense blocking shots for me in the second period. Sarah slid in behind me and saved another goal. She's done that 2 or 3 times this year, and that's why we won today, because everyone was working hard and sacrificing their body and doing whatever it took to win.
I also heard that you were using somebody else's goal stick. It wasn't your goal stick today, right?
Yeah, I used my goalie partner, Kelsey Newman's stick. She's an awesome person and an awesome goalie, so I think it had a little bit of luck today, and I'm thankful she let me use it.
3 straight times now you've beaten the Riveters. Your team's won 10 in a row. How do you keep this win streak going the last game of the regular season and into the playoffs?
Well, we just take every game like it's the biggest game of the year. We're not worried about what happened before. We're just focused on what's ahead of us. So it's nice to win 10 games, but it doesn't mean anything unless we win the next one.
All right, that's it from down here ringside. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Amanda. Amanda Levier making unofficially 35 saves on 36 shots to get the 9th consecutive win for the Buffalo Buttes, their 11th win overall of the season, all 11 coming on the shoulders of Amanda Levier. For everyone here with the NWHL, for Sherry Ross and Dan Rice, I'm Matt Falkenberry. Your final score, once again, the Buffalo Buttes 2, the Metropolitan Riveters 1. We'll see you on March 18th when the Riveters take on the Whale in the playoffs. Until then, have a great rest of your Sunday, everybody. Good night.